more. Think about the last time these two teams played, right? Challengers closed qualifier 2.
Yep.
Sentinels kind of gives
Do you see me rock his shirt?
pretty dirtily, right? A 13-4
the lemons.
even a 13-6 on a set.
Yeah, you know what I could see you in? I could see you like vacationing in Hawaii with that shirt on, some cargo shorts, some long tall knee socks,
that sounds
and
nice.
some sandals
That
over
sounds
it
nice.
on the beach,
watching even
sipping a Mai Tai.
Honestly, kind of just disappearing for like 2 weeks sounds nice.
Is the word.
All right, dude. I'm in. We going to Hawaii? All right, cool.
I mean, that's kind of what I did low-key for like 2.5 weeks, a couple months ago. I don't think I really tweeted about it or anything. I just kind of just chilled.
Big focus there. And we saw tens when they were playing on defense on Ascent, pushing that area quite a bit. A main control.
Yeah, I mean,
is
vacations are really nice. They're underrated for sure. People don't take them enough.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And you know, I think on the other side, we take a look.
Hey, actually, though,
the desk mentioned him, but
you're not wrong. People don't like if you're in the opportunity, if you're in like a moment or like an opportunity that you can, like taking it's kind of nice.
Like,
yeah. A lot of people aren't in that position, so
yeah, for sure. A lot of people aren't, but the people like, let's say people in our situation where we kind of just all we do is play games. Like, you don't have to grind every day. You don't. You think you do, but you don't.
And he's just been out of control. And the thing is, Riv, it's
you
not.
Can take care of everybody on the team now as Sage.
He can. He's just dad. And the thing is, it's not just his gunplay. Right, like we know Nitro's a filthy shot.
Yep, yeah.
But
Potter talked about it.
You see the versatility, right? Like the willingness to be innovative with the way he's playing Sage. He can
Shaz is on Sova.
He can come up with really cheeky.
Yeah, we saw this. Tens on Ascent the last time they played it.
Yeah.
This was the lineup they used.
On Sage in this tournament.
The same lineup. This is 100 Thieves standard lineup.
Yeah.
On this map.
Sentinels, as always.
I'm so curious how this is going to go. Like, are we going to see more mid control from these teams? Some market splits?
I don't know. I'm excited, though. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I think Sen might play a little loose.
Here we go.
With his regular 2,
I need to change my title.
Nation up in arms, sending the energy.
Change your title.
He is holding
Never mind, someone changed it for me. Thank you.
Well, this is going to be a hell of a match, dog. We're about to get into round 1 to see what this best of 3 can deliver.
100 Thieves starting off on the attack, starting off.
There's no way this.
As a bunch towards the B side of the map. We'll see how they choose to play this out. Good. Oh, man. So that's something that actually I want to keep a close eye on. We're going to talk about a lot. That slow orb with the grenade combo is so devastating, Riv.
Yeah, finding it in those little choke points where you
control.
know people have to either show
Cut off that cat with the omen smoke there, yeah.
Leave themselves in that position entirely is going to give you a lot of room. Already into mid here, 100 Thieves is trying to pressure quite quick. That spike's going to be working its way slowly through.
That should be the first angle you're aware of when you go out of that spot. What is this smoke? What the? Ethan?
Yeah, the smoke just had just a sliver, right? And they were able to
Bro, are you kidding?
Okay, that's not.
That was so rough. The only angle you should be looking at when you walk out of that market spot is lane, and on top of that, Ethan missed his spawn smoke.
Forcing them into the defender spawn into B. But from there,
no way. That is. It's okay. They could. Whatever.
That smoke that 100 Thieves could handle.
That was pretty much given to Sentinels.
The intensity of the play being
I mean, it is whatever.
Yep, just tighten it up. Don't worry about that.
Now they're going to go for that A main control, making sure that no easy orbs are grabbed. Yeah, instantly comboing a few bits.
We got 10 set up at A main with a judge. Like, nobody's coming to A main.
Yeah, A main's unlocked. They have 2 cat. Oh my. Oh my. He dinked 2 of them.
Ethan and Asuna, they got messed up. And
yeah, there's no way they win this eco, which is expected. But
the first one on to steal. We mentioned Asuna was also still pretty weak as they try to figure out how to get
he's so aggressive.
The defenses from Sentinels here.
So low too, doing it, and he's dead. He's dead.
Beautiful job as they're still trying to taunt Cat here. Sick comes up with 2 quick ghost kills, and Shazam's gonna look to finish one in. So grows a position. There's one for him, and here comes Sick to finish this one off. Jumping Judge.
Clean round.
That one. A pretty quick and easy cleanup round for Sentinels. They do lose 10s, not too much econ damage, and we'll see what 100 Thieves now has for the first gun round. already. Hiko again, 3 away from that ult, and he's going to be heading over to that right side. He may get one with him, but no, it's okay. So the first time we saw them, it was all A. Even the Ascent maps we've seen today have been all A, and they seem to be changing it up a bit. It could be that 2-man team, though, to get the orb for Hiko. We'll see if it definitely pans, or eventually pans out, rather.
You're absolutely right.
Riff always does like
but you
a
see
mid
how
control though.
they've really changed their
They
focus.
literally
The
always
game plan that they
default.
are bringing into this match is
At
different
least
from
on
what,
Ascent,
from
so
what we've seen them
we're gonna
use
see a lot of the
before. They're
standard stuff
fighting
in
so
mid
much
in the
more for
beginning of the
B
round.
control, but it's really the middle of the map that they're looking to expose. 3 rounds now where they try to make something happen here before they go elsewhere.
Sentinels doing an early stack at B before they fan back out into regular defense. But they still have
that did a lot of damage, actually.
They're finding utility on rotation. You can see Dapper and Shazam floating between sites. Now they're kind of opens one up. A first blood coming from the
an accident. That was just an accident, dude. Oh my god.
Seen 100 Thieves play the emphasis that they place are on playing through ult orbs, right? Like get them into the most valuable hands as possible. But if you're looking to expose
I mean, he's probably like, okay. I got one cat, I guess.
Making a slow move for that to start now. Cutting off the crossfire. Nitro wants to 1v1. Feeling confident. He's had such a good fight for himself, but it's not going to work.
Not sold that well, but
Shazam gets the best of that trade.
Gotta hit this quick. They're walking still.
Paranoia, ready to call in the cavalry here to come over towards the A site, and he starts hearing footsteps as they begin the initiation.
Steel has gotten onto the site. He's going to get the spike down for now. While slightly, it seems like
this is a judge again.
At the site, they're an excellent post plant as well. They have decent control, at least enough to be close by. Asunu is for tree, but the paranoia comes out. 10's dashing in. He's got a judge in his back pocket.
Wow. I mean, we didn't see everything happen.
We didn't see any of that, but dropped.
One got shot through the smoke at door, and then 3 died out heaven.
They had pretty crappy guns for the most part, so whatever.
More people to be there. The slow walk
absolutely slammed.
So much room for 100 Thieves to grab. They were basically up. Steel was planting in the site before the rotation came in, and the full idea of what 100 Thieves was doing there. So they take their time on that.
That happens a lot, though. Like, clearly, like, if you think about it, that's a good thing they all died at once. I know we didn't see it, but that means that Sen was working together there.
Yeah.
Going to have the Blade Storm. Yep, there it is. He uses it right off the bat. There's that nade and slow combo that we touched on. But you see, Riv,
I like this,
the emphasis
actually,
that Sentinels are placing on A, and you wonder how much of that was work that was done prior in anti-stratting to see how they want to play
knows
that.
They took control A main, though.
Down A long. They're sending Phoenix out there as well, but Hiko's playing back. There's nothing that's given away.
And it seems known, right? Knowing you as a team are setting a precedent is one of the ways you don't get caught. And 100 Thieves are playing much differently towards that side of the ult orb that was focused. Like I said, Hiko had ult coming into round 4 on their previous match here in Masters on Ascent. Just a minute left in this round. Looks like we got guns on both sides.
Looks like 100 Thieves doesn't know what they want to do yet.
The map, once again, is the deal. Remember, it was Nitro putting the wall up here to get one of the rounds, and now they're actually probably going to work off of this with the rest of the team going up towards cap.
But it may be a fake. I think
another fake trying to be sold.
So Sick goes in aggressive, understands that that's likely where they're going to want to hit. They drop he's not going to get a
he went for the far guy.
But Zombs is. As he gets the second one as well, the spike goes down.
Really nice shots.
Starting to rotate over. They can squat on that.
With this ult, oh my god, they're going to win this round. Oh, never mind. Still can, though.
Zombs still there. He's going to drop.
Nick's clean. Nick's clean, dude.
Nitro just continues to go.
He's got bomb, though. I don't know how he's going to get across here.
Yeah, he's got to commit. He's going to wait for it.
Nitro and Hiko, who the fans
that's
want up more. Well, looks like Shazam.
He's going for this?
Hiko dives in to find one, and he thinks he's got a bit of room to work with, but Dapper's always on the lurk. He is going to be able to finalize that kill for Sentinels, and that is a 3-1 scoreline to start us off here, and we'll see how 100 Thieves get into this one. There's the Sheriff that you'll always see Steel buying as 6 starts this one off nice. Ethan,
I feel like Zombs won them the round.
Going towards Cat
yeah,
here,
those
so
2 kills. Because if he gets 1 for 1 there, they can trade on grass.
Yeah.
Time left.
The middle of the map too, right? We've talked about it, and I was starting to wonder what are Sentinels going to do to address that area.
Yeah, that was
because you can't,
pretty big,
you
I
can't
would
leave
say.
it open. Right? If the wall's going to keep going up from Nitro, how do you adjust around that? And there we saw an adjustment, and look, we're seeing one now here too. Look at how far Tens is up, how far up Tens is here.
Back to gun round.
If they do their normal,
we need a
oh
few
wow,
more rounds to see this, but it's not usual that you.
they didn't do their normal
see
mid control,
100
so they let
Thieves
them
being
aggress off
prevented
cat.
from at least getting into that spike site, having steal on a really
Tens gets to
lurky
fall back
flank
from
and
mid.
making problems for the other team. Here it just
Three
seems
man
like they're getting
advantage.
snuffed out quickly. Sentinels then backs up, plays a little zone defense, if you will, on their sites, and there's nothing more the 100 Thieves can do until they feel out again where that threat might be. Good res coming from Nitro. They even out the balance here for round 5. And where do they go now?
You can tell with that investment, 100 Thieves really looking to get the ball rolling here and take a round. No presence across the middle of the map here, really, for either squad.
Yeah.
As it looks like they're trying to work their way into tree. Zom's
gonna have to come up big again.
Couple of smokes coming out, understanding that after as much time has passed with only 38 seconds left.
They've done this
before.
before. They've done this before.
Using the Hunter's Fury to clear out that area of the map.
He
as his
lives,
team
but
tries to get in. Asuna
he
gets
very
the first
low.
one on
Had to
the
fall
Zoms.
back.
Sick, excuse
This
me.
might bite them.
Now Shazam's
Yeah.
in a great spot to blow it up. It's Shazam was already good for 2. Steel manages to get through. He's gonna drop in the spikes up there too.
Well.
Things have gone so sideways for 100 Thieves.
What?
Very sideways. Dude, Tens is so
Trying to save this
aggressive.
one.
So unnecessary, but
Yeah.
I mean, they won the round, but that's so unnecessary.
Has had everyone's number this game. There's nothing that's getting past him.
That sucks. They outplayed themselves.
A note you want to get.
Yeah, if they just went through door, I think they win the round, or at least have sight for a retake.
And combination.
An
More
even
than
fight,
not,
at least.
More than any other team. Here we see that Omen from the shadows.
Is it
along with
because-
the Sova Hunter's Fury?
What
and
did Nitro
Sentinels
wall when they
reacted
did that?
perfectly?
Did he
Able to
wall
just
the
shut it
left
down
side?
and not be too scattered.
Like where that they died from?
He walled
When they were
to
going
he walled
glass?
to ignore door and go to glass.
100 Thieves
Okay.
on a pistol, right?
Oh, yeah,
the
he did
strat,
the-
the strat that they did that last, yeah, the one
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Connected wall to wall.
Yeah.
Into this round so far, you know it's early. It's
I'm
early
not
first
sure
map, but
why,
it really has
but
been rather impressive by Sentinels how they've already made adjustments, how they clearly did their homework, and even through 100 Thieves kind of changing things up a bit, Sentinels have still managed to keep it at bay.
And those rounds, you expect to win, right? You have 2 ultimates going out. You're forced to an eco now. And Sentinels is feeling much
getting
more,
pistoled.
pushing out.
Can't even see who's on his screen,
Eco's
just
gonna
getting
take down
dinked.
Sick, though, so they may be able to pick up a weapon as Zom's trying to cover those at the moment. 3v2 situation, and this one got a little more hairy than I think Sentinels would have liked as they pushed out.
Surprised you're not spamming
A
him.
little loose in that play, but sometimes you got to send a message.
There it is.
Sentinels is doing a great job here from the defending side to shut down 100 Thieves so far. Hiko and Steel still alive,
Oh,
and that's a possibility to take this round for 100 Thieves.
I mean, a slim one, but yes, a possibility nonetheless. You look at Hiko, 55 health, Steel with 32, and I don't think they've had a chance to upgrade weapons. They also have a decent idea of where they are, and that just went from really bad to worse. Hiko's left alone. All he's got is a ghost.
dude, if he had a rifle there, he could have maybe won that round, actually.
Yeah.
Who you highlighted just a round or really
They
two
got 3
ago,
kills
where
on
he is
basically
Yeah.
nothing.
Those were good
enormous
kills for
difference
one
in
of these.
Riv,
Yeah.
but dude's 7-1 right
They just had, yeah, they literally had ghosts. Like,
Yeah, that's a
Honestly
good
feeling
round
it.
for
we
them.
saw Sick. I mean, Shazam still had his rounds. You can't cut him out. He always comes up with the 2-3 Ks.
for
but
being
he still
5-1,
has
their
good
money is lower than
performances
you'd
as
expect.
an
So
in-game leader as well, Doug. We hear that all the time, but it really is.
They got about
taxing
2K
to be
each.
Making the calls, feeding info, and then conducting
Tens is
yourself in an instant.
700
to be
credits,
on
but
top of the play.
look,
Shazam
oh
is
my God.
You see the
in
kill
his
Yeah.
price guide, regarded
Yeah.
as one of the best in-game leaders.
hey, you
These
never
guys-
know.
Right now,
Again,
keep an eye for
bro.
100 Thieves. Given how this half is gone, they have
Steals and all that.
Sick
Oh
understanding that
god.
that's where
I
it
was gonna
may
say
come. He's
Steals
gonna
on an
swing out. He's
island.
got the curveball.
But he gets out in
Understanding
time.
that there's likely pressure coming from 100 Thieves because they have the lockdown, because they have the showstopper out of
They shut
Asuna.
down A so
They
many
push
times, they're
into
pretty
where they
confident that
expect
they're not going to go A.
aggression from, but it's actually the middle of the map again. Much like the
Wow.
pistol, paranoid on the wall. Asuna
Fire
doesn't
in
get a
the and
chance
shut
to
down.
use the showstopper. As soon as he brings it online, he gets ripped down. 10
Good
still
dodge.
trying to stay alive. He's got the Blade Storm. He's not going to be able to use it either. Ethan trades it out and equalizes things at 4 apiece.
Dapper is still looking through the wall. He could have a decent
Holy.
flank coming in here if he chooses.
Knifed
Market
out
and
though,
just
that's
as
crazy.
Yeah.
Sentinels is held off. And 100 Thieves are
Oh
working
my
this one quite
goodness.
slow right now. Sick coming up
gives
with 2
them
during
sight.
the
Oh my
game.
god, and he got his
Retake.
ult because of that? Oh, man.
Focus on the spike,
That's
but a choice
crazy.
for the 3K there coming from Sick.
Bro, Sentinels is playing well. Holy.
A rough one here as he throws down the heal pack, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this one alive as they pinch him from all sides.
No, there's really I mean, no options, right? At that point, they smell it, they swarm around.
The balls he had to knife out across the site right there. I know he had the recon, but
Riv,
still.
Yeah, he just said, I'm trusting it, and just pushed up the stairs.
First, right? Sick pushes in aggressively, forces them to reconsider, and then they actually go to exploit the middle of.
So what I've noticed about that alt is
right, the wall went up,
when the alt is for when you're peeking in the alt, it's blue. So the enemies being red is easier to see. But if you're the enemy looking at the alt, the alt is red and the players are red. So I feel like it's way harder to look at an enemy Sova alt than it is through your own. Just because of like the highlighted colors, you know what I mean? They literally blend. I've died to that countless times. The enemy, the red outline of the enemy blending in with the red Sova alt.
There are kind of a few things in this game that blend it. Like remember when that guy came out showers and the paint shells kind of just covered him up? There are things that
quite a bit of patience. Tactical
I wouldn't say bugs, but like discrepancies that make people blend in. You literally can't see them sometimes.
They're gonna come in with nothing, right? Like as far as weaponry goes. So you're not gonna have full rifles. You imagine
right.
This round is just gonna be so difficult to win just because of that point.
Yeah.
And it's interesting with that in mind. 100 Thieves have historically shown they have no problem pulling a trigger on something like this, right? If they can get one pick, maybe it's on 10s with the op. Then they have the confidence that they feel like they can invest into it. But it
just using a yellow outline
hangs on the balance of at least one. They've got to get one.
I mean, maybe that could fix it, but yellow.
Fake TP,
I don't know.
Ethan tries to
all
draw
this info.
Would that really help that one tiny issue that you very rarely run into? Maybe.
Spike towards the other side of the site. So this 100 Thieves now trying to kind of work through a window as Sick pushes up through B main, usually where they have the turret, but it's going to be on their side of the map here. That costs them one. Asuna goes down. Where do they go from here? Spike's still going to be working that left side. They may try to do a late work towards B here if they can find enough utility, or at least who is at A covering.
You know, maybe, and it's just so risky, right? But if they full send A, draw everything off, then steals there with the lockdown.
He's in the spot, dude.
Is just left unchecked. Riv 10s gets one from up in heaven.
Sentinels can do no wrong.
And then there was the last one. Right?
10s and knives there.
Out of Sentinels, they're clicking on all cylinders, and 100 Thieves, they've given different looks, right? They've tried
he doesn't have knives for a while.
They've mainly leaned on the middle of the map. They even tried A in that round as well.
Yeah, but he's got an op. He'll probably op the rest of the half.
Working.
They have pretty good money.
Sick continues to do that round after round. We saw it previously in their game on Ascent where he was hiding behind Jenny, got a few kills, flashes the entire team, and then just right-clicks Cypher running at him to take him down. He's
Steel's
so good
opping
in a tight spot, and one of the things about Sick is he is an anchor. He's a huge anchor.
Yeah, but what's he going to do this round? Are they going to bring... In order for his op to be effective, they're going to have to bring this round to the last, like, 20 seconds, and he's going to be holding Cat for the whole round, really.
Be aggressively the last couple of rounds.
He's going to hope someone's going to swing off Cat, but I don't think anyone will. I don't know. This op might go to waste.
It looked like he was reading for that,
might.
They're probably just changing it up because they're down 7-1.
We'll see if he's able to get any value out of it. Meanwhile,
but it's weird. I don't know. It's weird to bring out an op to try to counter what they're doing, but they're not even doing anything aggro Cat. So I don't know. We'll see.
From 100 Thieves, but you got to convert.
If they put enough pressure and market here, maybe, just maybe, it'll pull somebody to Cat.
This is the round it's going to happen if it does. They've chosen the perfect one. You already have Zombs pushed all the way back to Wine, so he's going to have difficulty rotating unless he
nobody moved.
Right out, which could cause chaos, but you get an ult out.
Okay.
They choose not to because it might be too quiet there. They're going to call an audible. They're going to go towards Cat. He goes
this is so. This is their setup. So they're set up well for this, I think. Sentinels.
This could be the drone to start, and there it is.
This guy's Wine. Drone will not clear it. Oh, yes it will.
But he's alone. He goes still alone. He has to wait for this lockdown.
Asuna, one of the first ones there.
Ethan waiting in mid.
Oh, big fight. Dom just goes through the smoke and gets one. Wow.
Holy.
Asuna coming up huge there, and the kills are just a flurry in the
There's so much going on right
Steel
there.
ended up getting opped in his back.
And Ethan versus Dapper.
I mean, you were right. They didn't
need it.
Yeah,
they didn't need it. Opping on this map on T side is very difficult.
Out enough to take a good post plant here. Let's see what Dapper can do.
I mean, the thing is, Dapper has so much.
Oh,
He forgot to jump.
So much.
He was trying to jump on the gen.
Money, he could afford to try something like that. But yeah, obviously it doesn't pan out. That's a very difficult 1vx, especially after post plans have already been assumed. So for 100 Thieves, we mentioned the importance.
He got another op. Interesting. They probably picked it up, but.
The important thing, Riv, is they did so by only investing.
All right.
Right?
They're really hoping that he's gonna. They're gonna get a walk push into that op.
From getting theirs online. 100 Thieves are at a position here.
They've been aggressive on extremities, like with the 10s and.
Yeah, he's just gotta
sick.
Steel just has to guess the right one.
Dapper varying up the sites he's playing now with 2 traps on that tree area where we've seen 100 Thieves go a few times. They want to
like
sure
the play, but
it's been hard to retake now for Sentinels on the rounds they have gotten in.
Here it is again. B. They also have bomb down there. Oh god.
Again, feeling out mid here for 100 Thieves.
Don't aggress it though.
They do have good ultimates on this round. Ethan and Asuna 1 away. They're both on deck to get something out here, and they're going to start pushing mid now with the smoke in to see if they get any potential push coming out of Sentinels to see what's in mid.
Where the Sentinels also saw the spike with the drone there going through, so you know, you really, that's such a telegraph of what 100 Thieves are looking to do and the default that they've been running the last couple of times. And with that, you see Sentinels are still just staying home, right? You haven't seen them shuffle a lot. Now they're making a good bit of noise around tree.
This trap read coming in from Dapper could be so big. I mean, it could be a blast pack and they're gone, right? Once they feel like something's there. But these traps being moved could really set up a big problem.
So they set up the same wall, but they're not doing anything off of it, and Sentinels knows
comes out and they see that nobody's coming.
Yeah.
before 100 Thieves goes into this, they need to.
You're running out of time. Tens is already there, waiting with open arms as he takes care of Steel. 100 Thieves again.
Rough,
looking to make something happen across the map, and Sentinels have just been reading them like a book.
I mean, that's just
that mid flank again. It was almost in the same spot.
What I was gonna say is before Sentinels gets into this, I don't know what the time on the clock was, but before they got into it, they had that wall on Cat. I think they needed to have some sort of pressure just to keep them loyal to that A hit. Like maybe have someone walk through or use a bunch of util or something. I don't know. They threw the wall up and then they just left.
That wall goes up, and that's not a new wall. Nitro showed that wall a couple
of days ago. I wonder if
Ethan
had smokes. Probably not.
As soon as that goes up, you saw the paranoid come out, because that's a hey, we want to hit into tree, we want to get back towards A and blow something up.
They're pulling out everything on these. Just nothing is picking up, working.
With the spike up in heaven, but as soon as that goes up and there's no pressure, it's told. Here's a very interesting bit of aggression out of Sick, using the run it back, doing out everything, and he gets the kill. There's so much value.
Why, Nick?
Nitro
Bro, as soon as probably calling that Phoenix is out B main and Nick goes to peek the ult. Come on.
HP here, so Sentinel's taking a hit. That's exactly what 100 Thieves needed after losing Nitro. And the push-up's gonna make Dapper know what's in mid. Uzi's got to fight. The trade comes in.
Ooh, they played that well. I like that. That double peek, the close swing. He never expected it. They just whiffed.
Shazam gets caught out.
Getting better. Asuna takes care of Shazam. The spike hanging out over in wine. They're gonna flip them. They're not going to flip the map. Okay. Well, there's just a lot of info that's gathered there, but at this point, they're kind of...
That looks funny from that point of view.
100 Fury is going to be used from Hiko as well. To clear out
oh my god, he got a pick and dodged it, dude!
He gets the kill.
Holy. That was sick. That was actually sick.
Again on the flank, he might blow this thing up. You've got Hiko,
God, Tens is nasty, man. That was... The reaction to dodge that ult with a pixel backstep.
7 rounds, Riv. If I told you this morning,
he just saved that round.
This morning that this is what the first half was going to consist of, would you have believed me?
Absolutely not. You see a padding of 2 or 3 rounds for either team, and they iterate. The opposing team iterates. They're doing something different. The round's taken slower. They're drawing util. And 100 Thieves is doing all that, but we're still seeing, as you said, the aim just on point for Sentinels. And then what do you do after that? If it feels like
God, their money is so low.
You kind of work as a death ball, move around, and make sure you get the kill. Here we see just about everyone on 100 Thieves now focusing A with a 3-2 split.
No charges left. And this is what we saw out of 100 Thieves, a notable amount, really. when we saw them play Ascent last time, where they looked to
Man, there's
expose a
so
lobby
much
where they
info
tried
that
to
it's
get
going to be
something going
A.
this week, even if just to get the ult works.
Jesus.
So it looks like they're kind of going back to what they know. But the thing is, they're putting a lot in the hands of Asuna here. He's one of the few guns being traded around. Ethan's got a rifle as well. Dapper, one of the first lines of defense. Excellent paranoia. Oh. My goodness. Sitting ducks, Rib.
They're just trading so well and using their utility together so well, man.
Right now, they're just waiting for 100 Thieves to cross their aim. Make contact.
Hold on, don't count Steal out yet.
Feeling pretty good. He's gonna say you gotta come.
He really wants this round, but he's gonna get absolutely gunned down.
I bet you Steel's just pissed that he was that Shazam just charged with an Odin.
The magazine there. And
yeah,
by himself.
First half 10-2.
But when you're up 9-2 and then you know, like,
the map selected by 100 Thieves
send it.
Sentinels taking defense first.
I mean, what a performance out of Sentinels, right? And this is the matchup we were also excited for. Both teams have different rosters. 100 Thieves has their play style that they love to lean into, where they're very methodical and they're very intelligent.
I'm just saying, it all started with the pistol round where they messed up every single protocol.
Who've got some of that flavor, right? A little spice, a little salsa to the way that they play.
Yep.
And we were so excited about the matchup.
Yep.
Yep.
Sentinels so far, I mean, dude, 100 Thieves have had nothing.
It seems like uncertainty. Take that moment where Dapper was able to get the collat double kill, or even just a transfer that was very close there. Both were strafing back and forth out of the smoke. You know, there's no one to take the advantage. There's no trade within that back and forth of shadowing each other. It becomes very difficult. So it just seems like uncertainty, a little miscommunication there on a bit of timing. But even if there isn't, again, Sentinels is just coming out on top with these frags. Ethan putting up one here for pistol round.
Oh my god, good night.
Shazam answers back to even it up, Doug, and now we're at 4v4.
Big fight here.
He's about to get overrun. Nitro's about to get overrun. Wow, that flash didn't flash him. That's crazy. That was a good flash. Oh my god.
Bit of the same. Shazam takes care of them as he continues to funnel onto the site. 15 shots again, dude. He's already got 3.
He got digged. He got digged through the wall, dude.
Go next, dude.
Go next.
Go next.
That's ridiculous.
Now I will say this, Rev. If there is a silver lining in this for 100 Thieves, it's this. The experience that this roster has, right? Not just in Valorant, really across their entire careers, lends itself for them to have the ability to respond to adversity in a moment like this, right? Like, they've been here. They've been here at many times. How do they respond?
Okay, well, Sentinels is going to know they got Buckies.
That's a very
what are they going to do?
Honestly, a very good question, because you're playing against.
He just,
honestly, all the choke points kind of suck for
he just solo took A main.
Doing in some of the rounds is sending, as I said, sending that.
And then he solo took it back. That's good info.
Gone too far outside their bounds and backing up to still take the round, but creating so much pressure each time. So Sentinels from defense, what they were doing now on offense, had such a ridiculous variety that it felt like, you know, 100 Thieves almost had to have a B and a C to every strat that they were coming in.
They're going to end A?
So here on defense, you see how much they're
I think it's a good call. End A, avoid Cat. Because he always has a Bucky on Cat.
That their win here as
speaking with a Marshall, dude.
On defense for them.
10s with Marshall. Just narrowly missing out on that shot.
Slam A is the call.
In this moment,
Steel's got a Bucky here, so like, don't count him out.
I love how they're playing this, right? They've got a good bit of utility.
Wow, they actually broke it.
As Sentinels funnel into A, and here's Steel. We've seen Steel with the Bucky man. We saw it just before the
late reaction. Nice, got one. And Cypher's walking through mid market.
It seems like Sentinels at all
cut off the A rotate.
Together.
Yeah, and think about that, Doug. Also, you take a Steal for a 10s.
All right, Nick's got to come up so massive right now.
Good about that takedown here.
Oh,
the rest of the team's
nice
Dapper already around the side as we saw him creeping the whole time.
What a plan, dude! Oh my god, that was a good call. By jeez.
Actually trolling.
That
was a good call, probably by Dapper, honestly. Once he got up that far, he said go back B, and he just cut off the whole rotate. Well done.
on Ascent. It's been a beautiful.
Well done, man. This is not how I expected the score line to go. Holy.
Now and look, even if it's not just
No.
well
This is the Zoom versus Boom.
It's
Really?
actually not at all what I thought was going to happen.
Moments ago. I mean, what do you do?
Zoom versus Boom?
Not a whole
Of,
lot,
in a way.
Because you've
I don't know how
already
old
faced 10s in the round.
everyone is on Sentinels.
Like, well,
Shazzy's a little older.
The raid
I think
bosses,
Sick
but
is
wait,
like,
there's
you know,
another
early
one at the end
20s.
of this, so it's really, really tough.
10s ain't even
Sentinels
20.
out of their minds at the moment. Everybody's
Dapper's,
well
I think, a little
behind.
older, and I think Zom's a little older,
I
too.
think Dapper's like 19 or 20, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought
21.
I honestly thought Dapper was mid-20s.
Mid.
Man,
calling him old,
Hey, mid-20s ain't old.
There's a few heaven, and Sentinels know even more now.
But mid-20s, I don't think that counts as a Zoomer, you know?
That's excellent swing there from 100 Thieves. I like the patience out of Nitro, ensuring that is indeed where the hit's going to go. The spike's gone down. Now he's going to pull off. Zom's in a great spot here. There's no flank
Dapper's 22?
coming
Wow.
through from the middle of the map. So for
That's
100 Thieves,
crazy.
they're just going to have to fight their way through this thing.
He's really young, though,
already good
too.
for one
I mean,
with the stinger.
it is more Boomer for sure on 100
gun
Thieves.
advantage is so heavily in favor of Sentinels here. You kind of imagined it's pretty difficult for them to pull this off, and you're seeing it play out. Right?
Boys.
He goes good for one, but that's it. A third
Okay.
to two.
Mentally.
The stomp.
Yeah, mentally go next.
I don't know what.
Go next.
Wow, Doug, that is not what I expected to see today coming in for 100 Thieves. Sentinels, you know, everybody has their games where...
Are you thinking of Daps? No, I'm thinking of Dapper.
And in this one, we expected that to happen for some people. It goes back and forth. You see the rounds couple for each team, but to dominate that hard coming this late into the tournament when every team is kind of locked and loaded to start using all their strategies is impressive.
Honestly, after that, I don't know... I don't know if 100 Thieves is going to win after that, just because of the momentum and that mental high that you have as Sentinels. When you're in a position like that, you truly feel like you can do no wrong, and you're just, the confidence just gets so high. So I think 100 Thieves is going to need a really, really strong start at the beginning. Because if Sentinels has another strong start, they're just gonna take it all the way. I think they will.
They're riding high right
They're
now.
riding. They're like Sentinels is Sentinels is riding really high. Holy.
Yeah, that was way too easy for them.
100 Thieves on the attack, flipped the map just to have someone like 10's waiting, or Sick waiting, right? It was
13-2 is just an absolute blowout.
Yeah, they were always ready for those situations. And to kind of see 100 Thieves not do...
Even at 100 Thieves' lowest point, I would not have expected a 13-2.
They gotten in their own heads that we need to change up the press.
So either Sentinels is flying super high, or Sentinels is like more flat than their flattest.
Runs the game.
Oh, you mean 100 Thieves? Yeah.
Saw in the first here.
Sentinels twice.
Haven.
Oopsie.
Up next.
You are good.
Break. When we return, the desk will break down. What
I gotta pee again, dude. Oh my.
Don't go anywhere.
Not really much else to say other than
Come on, man.
Oof. First map, brutal. This is exactly what we were talking about coming into this series, is whether or not Sentinel's playstyle was going to mimic somewhat of what we saw from FaZe, and whether or not 100 Thieves was going to be able to stop it. And sure, it's just the first map answer, or the first map, Christy, but it seems like we may have gotten an answer there.
Yeah, a little bit, a slight preview of what the Sentinels lineup is capable of, and really, it's all really off the back of the eagerness of TenZ. You saw him time and time again towards that mid with that operator, consistently getting that info, whether they show up on the minimap or not. Sick, he's able to play off that information so well with the curveballs, with the perfect peaks.
Happy Pi Day,
jiggles,
Mike.
The one taps. It was skill, it was information, and it was really great communication coming out from these Sentinels guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I think to echo on that, it was the combinations too, right? As a group, that round that we saw earlier on when they had a perfect slow orb on the dice to prevent the player at the A defense to get any movement. I think that was Dapper. But then you had a paranoia that came from Zoms from the tree side, and then they just peeked out. He got a 2-kill out of that. And Sentinels just had control of that whole game, this first map. It kind of felt like in those movies, you know when that wall is closing in towards you? So you start by pushing the wall back, it's not working, and then you're going to try to put something to try to jam it, and then the piece of stick breaks. That was basically 100 Thieves on the attacker side. They tried to fight it head-to-head, didn't work out. They tried to create space on, it was TenZ instead that was creating space. They couldn't fight back against that. Round number 8, I think, Steel went out to bring the operator. They couldn't capitalize on that either. They tried so many different things here for 100 Thieves, but it just didn't pay off because a team like Sentinels is just way too prepared so far for this series. And those 4 players that are the veteran for the team right now, I'm talking about Sick, Shazam, Dapper, and Zoms, man, they are so good at adapting with such a new player in the roster.
Yeah, unlike Luke, Leia, Chewie, and Han, they didn't have an R2-D2 standing by to prevent them from being crushed inside of the trash compactor, which is ultimately what
Happy
just
Pi
happened.
Day,
They
chat.
got obliterated there by Sentinels, and that's scary because when you look at the statistics, Felly, this is their best map. They've only lost a few times. This was the map for 100 Thieves to win. This was their pick. It's a little bit scary coming into the second map.
You know what? Like, you take a look at, map numbers and whatnot and those statistics, but sometimes stats are just for nerds. It doesn't really, it really doesn't mean how the map is going to go down. And when you look at play styles, I think that matters so much more. Sentinels, they're a crazy aggressive team. They're chaotic. You got TenZ and Sick on the roster. Damn it. Excuse my language. But 100 Thieves, going against a team like that, you need space, especially if you're going to be a defensive setup team. If you want to take the game slowly, you're going to want those long lanes. You're going to want to make it difficult for the Sentinels to get to you. Well, 100 Thieves, their game plan of dominating middle like what happened last series, it didn't happen. Nitro, he tried to do it on some big lurk energy, but he died. He was able to get information, but that really didn't help because they needed players of his stature alive. I think that going forward, 100 Thieves might have a better chance on these other maps, but the momentum that Sentinels hold right now, you can't deny it, man. It's way too big.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that map pool as well, Vansili. With the way they just played that first map, the speed and the pace set by Sentinels, I may look like a Brooklyn bartender, and if I was, I have an opportunity to actually make it there before last call with the speed at which these teams are playing. Do we expect to see a similar pacing set by Sentinels here on Haven?
I think so, but to Veli's point,
what's up,
they need
man?
something with more tight angles. Or
How's
something
it going?
With the storms could maybe help, but this map on Haven, you're not going to see that, right?
How's it going,
Technically,
chair?
Nitro should be playing the breach, but it's still a good agent to be able to stop the platforms that he has to prevent the enemies from getting into the sites. I think this is where 100 Thieves might have a chance here to come back into the series. I have them winning into the 3 set, right, and going to a third map. But Haven is another map that Sentinels are very good on, and 100 Thieves did very good recently on this map too. I think when they first came in with Ethan, this was the map that they had full comfort into playing against any opponent. So hopefully this is going to be the map that they have that they can answer back and bring this to a third map.
They won first strike on this map. First strike on this map.
Yep.
This is their map.
Listen,
Well, they got to strap on. That's what you mean, Veli. They got to strap on to something right
Welcome
now.
back.
Exactly.
listen, you had Envy picked to be your favorite, and they just got bodied. And
What's the second map?
So I
Call them out, Bob.
think I've figured
This-
out my prediction strategy.
Haven.
It's just go
Yeah,
against
yeah.
Van Silly.
This is exactly
Haven,
why
okay. that should be closer. Just because of the, I guess, like the nature of that map.
But you know what? I'm gonna stick to it though.
I hope so.
I've called 100 Thieves for the longest time during
100 Thieves might have some B stuff since Nitro is always Sage.
I've been confident in
I wanted to say
Yes.
Happy Pi Day, Mike, because you weren't here.
Pi Day?
Yeah, it's Pi Day today.
What does that mean?
It means Happy Pi Day. You know what that is?
You know what? I'm thinking I might need to change my mind. I'm gonna be honest with you, Bob.
I'm assuming it's like pie that you eat.
Nope. You ever heard of pie not that you eat?
1 second max left on the Phoenix ult. He peeks into it and gets just one tap.
The life of Pi.
Clean off his shoulders.
PI.
That was kind of the storyline, right? But I do think Nitro is going to be able to turn the ship around.
3.14. Ring any bells?
Sage, he was able to slow things down.
I mean, my chat's saying 3.14.
It's 3:14. Pi Day. 3.14. Ring
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it.
It's going to be real interesting. Haven has been such a playground for this Sentinels roster for so long, and now they've added more firepower, and it's in the form of tens. Now the big.
I don't really understand it, but like I get it. I don't know what 3.4. Like, what is that? I don't know what that means.
Because we saw even in the interview on
something to do with math.
Which Shazam, he said, I didn't even really get a chance to practice.
Yep.
Someone says Shroud slept through all his math classes. How are you supposed to remember what you learned 10 years ago in math? Of all things, if you don't have any, like, there's nothing of my job that requires to know that.
One remembers pi though.
Well, yeah, you might remember pi 3.14, but that's it. What does that even mean to you? Nothing. I don't know what do you do with a 3.14? I don't know.
Looking at the brackets, looking at the VCTs, but Sentinels were also
it's a constant.
Right now, from the first
you don't remember constants?
I don't know what that means. What's a constant? Like a number repeating or what?
Into the second map to a different agent possibly and still dominate. They're going to be
circumference, diameter.
I just thought about it.
The date.
And Shazam on this map in the op play. Bob,
you know?
Come on, man. Haven's going to be a good one.
Well, think back. Go back a long ways back.
Okay, tell me why you'd ever need to apply this in anything.
You wouldn't need to.
No, exactly, that's my point. So how?
I just said Happy Pi Day.
I know, but I'm just saying how would I remember what what's the point of it if I never applied it in my life?
Listen, I didn't say there was any point. I just said Happy Pi Day.
I feel like tens is kind
That's
of
you don't have.
I guess weird a word as that sounds. You look at a player like Tens, he has the ability to actually create meta, and that's something that we're also seeing from the likes of FaZe, which is why I actually went for Sentinels in this series, because I really want to see Sentinels versus FaZe. I want to see what that looks like when you have two teams of similar playstyle just run into each other. It's like you had said the other day, Belly. You said unstoppable force.
Mike,
have you ever needed it?
No, I would never need it. I remember it just because it's reminded every year on 314.
Right.
Still come back and win it. We don't know yet.
Well, the only way to find out is to jump into the game, and we have our casters standing by and ready to find out who's taking map number 2. It's all yours.
Listen, before we get any further,
when has it ever happened?
It's just Potter, Vancilli, the two of you switching predict. I mean, who does that? That's on camera. I thought I knew you guys. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Almost like.
Trust me though, I was horrible at math as well. I just remember it because it's reminded every year. Yep.
Do you remember anything from high school?
Anything?
Well, like, yeah, I guess anything. Like anything related to just like, you know, what you learned, like not just walking through the hallway or whatever, talking to friends.
I mean, yeah, some things that I apply to like MLA formats, an example.
What the heck is an MLA?
Oh God. Run, chat, run.
MLA formats?
We'll see it right off the bat too, right? Because you see they're going
to run. Everyone run fast.
Is that like Google Docs?
Around a lobby, right? What can 100 Thieves
MLA format? What does that mean?
Of the map and then force Sentinels to go, well, our options are really B or C. And then if you choose to go in either of those, oftentimes you have Steel, who's playing in Garage, who has excellent use of utility, and it's
I don't know
not
what that
him.
means.
It's not him. It's Asuna. So I really
Someone said, now that's something you don't need ever. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what an MLA format is.
I need to see a very strong performance out of 100 Thieves. On the
References at the end of a document.
Because I know what they're capable of on this.
True. Sources.
Oh, that's what that's called? Like when you put sources?
No, that's not. No.
No?
No.
Oh.
But, I mean, that's something that you learn. You got to source your findings
I'm excited to see how they
when you're writing a paper.
Sova Ultimates, we saw Sova
If you're writing a paper.
quite bit, and more recently to initiate, get in, cut off choke points for teams to get into a site. Mikhail was doing it yesterday as the team would be hitting a site, and he just chokes off the bottom as Heaven was getting smoked. Those combinations have been really effective for teams to be able to affect the distribution of the enemy in the site without even being there.
Yeah, and I think the
There's some, yeah, I mean, like I've definitely not stuff that I will be honest, not stuff that I use every day for sure, but also my line of work doesn't require that, you know, like there's not a lot of mathematical equations that I'm applying to my everyday life. No, you're absolutely right.
Right? Like
But
they have no problem sending it.
I mean, most of that you learn in high school, you're supposed to take on to a further degree.
Yeah, like if you went to college or whatever, then yeah, you're more likely to remember some of these things. But if you're just done after high school, then that's it. You're done.
Nobody is home. The thing is, if they
But definitely, I remember some things for sure.
Zombs may catch him slipping.
Omen did?
Oh my god. He like full confidence that that guy was there.
They're going B.
They're going B on pistol? Okay.
This is a mistake already.
That spike into B, usually on that Shazam. Otherwise, now it is Tens who's going to be doing that and happy to get it down. They take it for now, though, and they start to push around. Great defense by Steel as they know it might be a fake.
They just
now
got
it's going to be 100 Thieves trying to pinch in.
Yeah.
Dog, this looks real grim now for Dapper.
What can you really do?
Absolutely does. Left alone in a 1v4.
I actually thought they were going to use B and like push A or something.
Weak. So it may be doable is a strong word. I guess technically it's doable, but it's just a very difficult situation here if you're Dapper. I like how he's trying to reposition.
Wow, finding those free kills, didn't even have to take damage.
Reposition.
They're in 1v1 spots.
Hard position to be in right now, though.
If they don't move, they're good. But right now,
He knew, but very difficult. Almost unwinnable from that spot.
Nah, there's no way. Now, if he went back to garage window, maybe. That would have actually been sick. Get another one tap, go back to the window.
The fact that 100 Thieves stayed patient, again, the discipline to maintain that crossfire, to have each other.
Do you walk faster with your knife out? Yes.
Really was what won them that round.
Everything's faster. Yes. You're running. You're walking.
For a second. Sometimes you're like, oh, they're moving up. I could take them out, but nah. Patience. 100 Thieves has it.
Walking with your knife out is a good way to get some better timing on opponents.
Momentum now, and knowing they can start to change what happened on that last map.
Look at Breach.
Here, a bit of a pressure force. There is that Breach from fault line we were talking about. They would come over and slow things down.
Now, the interesting thing
is good
they
fallback.
That,
yep.
But oftentimes, now I'll say this: Breach will do that probably every round or close to every.
He's got
round.
his camera that he can check.
The difference is, oftentimes Asuna
He's not checking
and
it though.
Are on a long
already up cat
throw
too.
A dart and throw a nade and really kind of try to disrupt something. This time it was left alone. The
Port flashes.
Open,
Look at Nitro.
I like this setup defensively from 100 Thieves. You've got Steel up top.
Oh, he's dinking everyone. Getting owned. Oh no.
He's gonna drop. Steel does too.
Too many bodies to shoot at.
Nitro and Steel feeling a little Rambo-ish there against the Eco. Now it's going to be a few weapons in the hands of Sentinels as they get the chance to defend. Asuna getting pushed out by the Roomba. And post-plant almost about to be on par now. 50 seconds in. Got it. All right, so 300 in the pocket. This is going to be good for Sentinels if they can pick up more. 10's
No way, they're about to get eked.
And this is so big.
Dude, did you see Nitro with the spec tree?
The half in the bucket, right?
Oh, that's going to be good in the future.
Unreal. A thrifty round, a beautiful one at that from the Sentinels, and they did so
early
on to 100 Thieves.
Game's over. Go next, dude. 2-0.
It flips everything on its head.
Yep. That's tough, and they didn't get phased by any of the breach utility coming through. They still played the round they wanted to play, and usually with that breach utility, you'll see a focus on a take of lobby, as you were saying before. You know, the dart comes up and follows through. They're still going to get that breach utility out over towards the A side, but things are switching up now. We have Cypher over there. Steel's going to start playing on the side.
God, dude. I hate to see the ecos. There's so many ecos that just happen so often in this game. I feel like it's just so often. Oh my, Shazam, hello? Why not go left?
Yeah, why not go wide? That's a little weird, but...
Phantom is just filthy.
They're fine.
Sentinels
they only lost 2 guns. Not a big deal.
They feel okay with that. They say, if we have more, then it doesn't matter what they're coming at us.
Yeah, I mean, they're fine. As long as Nitro doesn't get one, they're in great hands.
Just keep cleaning these ones up. Nitro will be found in 10s being 10s.
Nitro's pissed. Up drafts onto that box.
Yeah, that's unlocked.
And look, Riv, that round that we just saw, again, I want to draw back to how things went sideways for the thrifty round on the second round of the match.
Yeah.
Because if that doesn't go the way of Sentinels,
all right, rifle round.
that round that we just saw doesn't happen. Right? All of a sudden.
Oh my God! Look at Sentinels' money.
And how far can they
Yeah.
ride the gravy train.
Holy.
Yeah, that's what happens when you win a full eco.
That's crazy.
Everything for Sentinels.
Yo, if 100 Thieves lose this round, the Sentinels is gonna have so much money, dude. Yes, they need this.
Like that orb's gonna be for Sick, I believe. As they're just waiting to grab it right now, and definitely didn't go to Dapper. He would have that ultimate up. They're gonna start pushing though, and they're playing off of seeing this maybe breach utility
smart.
and not pushing long yet.
New Steel was gonna go for that.
They all spammed it.
Fire.
Yep. They all spammed that spot. That was really, really good.
2-1 right now. It's going to be the C take, and they are almost all but in.
And well done.
They had to pick it up.
Give it.
Good to go as they have post plant all
5v3.
You see, they're sticking to the site, right? Like, oftentimes you'll see teams plant down and then play for C long, go all the way back to the bottom of C long, and then play off of that. Kind
of save, honestly.
They
are, right?
But they
looks like they are.
Yeah. They kind of have to. It doesn't matter if they take away a couple guns or anything. Their money's so high.
Look at how patiently they're playing this out.
They'll get one, though.
Nick. Oh my God, Nitro, dude.
Nitro.
You're right.
I mean, Nitro.
Dude, there you go. There you go. Dude, they can't win a gunfight to save their lives.
Sentinels are feeling on their game. And that's the consideration we get out of trying to save here as Asuna gets hunted down. Looks like he'll stay safe.
That's rough.
C hit from Sentinels. You've had a bit of milling about across the map. They know they can get some good aggression out of that.
Dude, that's
pushing forward even more to make sure 100 Thieves can.
I feel like the mentals chopped a little bit.
Yeah.
As they start going in, Dapper opens it up, and then Shazam's already in garage to stop it.
Which is crazy because I would have never expected.
And really puts 100 Thieves
like I feel like I've never seen Nitro do that ever. I don't think I've ever seen him miss that type of shot.
So early.
In this game, in CSGO, like it just that doesn't happen.
The depth of the control that Sentinels had on that site was going to be impenetrable.
A main control coming up once again, Doug. Asuna needing to get a few frags under his belt so he can start capitalizing on those showstoppers.
Now, a slightly different flavor, but Sick gets to run it back, and he can look at the space riff. He gets all the way in garage. Nitro's going to be there. Nice shots to at least dispatch that and not drop. And I like this response from Asuna, understanding the aggression was going into the garage. He's going to push his
look at that coordinated, dude. That was nice from 100 Thieves.
Sheriff's coming online, baby.
Very coordinated.
Feels good when you hit those laser shots.
Good lurk.
Dapper, however, on his patented lurk. Now leave out on the B site. He does have that gate up.
It's an interesting 2v2 with these placements, like where everyone is.
Towards the A side,
kind of confusing.
Get an ultimate out of Ethan there, so he'll be trying to hold down on A. They have completely faked out one.
They'll just gotta stay alive here.
To be Steel, waiting to see if he's right, and he makes the call, I believe, with that spike. And you can see Ethan now back it up on A and head towards C.
Oh wow, just a fraction of a second late.
And what is Sentinels going to do to react to this? They're going to double up, probably, right? Never mind.
Doesn't have any armor either. And at this point, if you're still, you just got to buy time for Ethan to show up. You can't afford to lose your life.
Oh, the gun barrel, dude.
The gun barrel gives everything away.
Wow.
Zoms is so
I don't like that. By Sentinels to split like that, 1-1. I don't know.
In a brutal spot here. And he's got some utility, so he's got a chance. But
Oh,
he's
they're
got
gonna
to
hold it.
respect it, and
That's it.
Steel's just going to stick it.
He has no
So
idea
well
there's a
played
dark
by
cover there.
Thieves.
Psalms didn't know.
What
Yeah.
are the chances, as well as cleaning up the last?
was out of his
I
vision.
didn't like how the
Chances
Sentinels
to see the
split up like that.
muscle through a
Not a fan,
double
but
utility block. Oh my word! Steel making the choice there. Standing still was the death we see of the Cypher. And here's the replay. Ethan coming
well,
up huge.
they got
Is there a
ecoed.
shot? Did they have a shotgun? Is that what that was?
For as much
What
as
gun was
I think that was a
Phantom?
Phantom,
Last
Looked like a shotgun, dude.
Yeah, the barrel.
Here. Great play by
Mhm.
Steel there to push up and be aggressive.
All right, now take a look at Tens. He's got the op this round. He's got the Blade Storm as well. We're going to see the same setup. Breach utility, Dart comes out.
Damn.
Right, there it is.
Spam in the
There it is.
nade. Got
That's
the
what
lurk.
we've been waiting for, Riv. Asuna
I'm
with
surprised
the
that Dapper
defense,
died to that
the
because I
junction
think
with
he
the
did
utility
that last round
breach
with the
and
nade.
Dart
Yep.
from Sova get them the opening pick.
So they're a little version of a slow orb nade, right? They can get that
Didn't
What are
expect
these
someone to be
individual
back
plays that
Steel
Sentinels
not
was
stepping
trying
up
to
big
do?
as they get a little bit of a push
know.
out and don't feel
Everyone take a
deterred
fight.
by Sentinel's aggression.
Remember how I-
This is an op,
Rounds.
too.
Spike on Tens is all the way back here with
He's
an
literally just chilling
operator.
with an op and everyone's
And they're
dead.
just looking for a pick. We got a minute left, and I think they're going to try to use the rest of this time.
Potentially, I mean, I think priority.
I hope this isn't overconfidence that we're seeing,
Right, we
because
keep it
if you
safe.
give
Yep.
100
If
Thieves a
we
couple
keep
more
it-
rounds, they're gonna be once they're in the driver's seat, they might just take the map
What,
home.
At least 2 to make it feel comfortable, right? Like a maybe.
Yeah. And with the game so close, that's a wait position too. You wait
Yeah.
to see if anybody comes to you. You don't go find that. Sentinels looking at next round a possible ult on Shazam if they can focus an orb for
That
him.
camera, dude.
Having from
I don't like how
Shadows
there's a lot of
somewhere
teams that do that
during
where they
the
lose
Zova's
one,
Hunter
like an
Fury is
unfortunate
very
pick, maybe
effective.
someone
We
pushed
see
through or
teams use it to
died to a
create
nade or
chaos.
whatever,
Tens right
and
there.
then
Whether or not he blade storms with the op
a
right
lot
away,
of teams'
could
reaction
just
is
be
to
a
do
play for
something
seed, and
else
I
and just
love
like
the ping.
walk in
You
right
had the
away
shot to
somewhere,
mark him.
like do something
See if he's
aggressive.
actually
I'm not a
down,
fan of
Steve's
that.
gonna
I still think even though it's 4v5, you could do something together.
Asuna just on the other side. Again, the pings were there.
Oh God.
The mark was there as well, so they have a good idea. And then the Cloud Burst gives it away. No way, 10 stays alive in this. And Zoms gets the pick onto Steel. Really impressive use of utility for him to dash back and get another one there, the
Unlucky.
2, but there's just not enough time.
Nice shot onto Ethan. They will re-rack the teams on our 7th round, 3-3 here onto Haven. Gonna have 100 Thieves trying to do what they can from the defensive side here on the first half. As
Steel's
Sentinels
buying a
pushing
Bucky.
Forward. Where are
Here
you,
comes.
Shazam? Actually,
Nah,
looking
he's-
towards
someone's
Hay
gonna
Bales
buy
in
him,
mid,
never
so
mind.
it's not gonna be outdoor focus right away. Still have a bit of time before the wall
I really like
drops
the way
in
that
an
Steel
initial
plays A.
towards C or A.
He gets
but
really.
we'll see if they get
He just
Hunter's
changes
Fury
up
as
the
a
setup
priority
Yeah.
in this
every
round.
round.
You can never know
Standards
where
and
his wires
default
are gonna be.
for Sentinels, but not for
Oh,
100
he's got
Thieves.
plans.
Here we
That's
go,
good.
here we go. The
Wow, look at
paranoid is
that
there. The showstopper
smoke.
follows up. Once again, nobody's home. We talked about that aggression that
He
they
wants
like
to-
to show down
Oh.
C long.
That was their
We saw
smoke,
it right
too.
off the bat. We see it here.
To eliminate
Now,
that
the
spot.
interesting
Yeah.
thing is, will they keep
Cool.
the space? Right? All the space that they took away, it looks like they're
They
going to be
lost
willing
that
to give right
engagement
back,
pretty hard.
understanding that
As soon as
Sentinels
lit
feel that
AF.
aggression from C, they're going to send all the way to A.
Nitro
This
does
is
have
pretty
that
obvious
rolling
now.
Thunder. Underneath Heaven goes Zoms. That's going to be
Yeah.
from the shadows.
Steel's calling
They
it
have
out,
3
too. You heard
working
that,
up.
Under Heaven.
He's kind of
They have
sourcing out
ults.
the
Nitro's
site.
got-
Everybody's taking a bit to get in here, but
Nitro's so
Utility is
far.
firing through
Oh,
and done.
man.
It looks like it is going to be the
Is Eco gonna use it on
Yeah,
tap?
It looks like 100 Thieves
Maybe
very
the delay.
comfortable playing
There's
for the
chance.
retake here, right? You see
On
Steel
tap.
top.
mission.
Dude, they're still
Now
not.
check this out.
They're unsure.
We
They're
saw
unsure.
this before. Asuna's
Wait.
going to drop a satchel charge.
What?
And if he chooses to blast out, Steel will follow.
They fell
100
all the
Fury
way
from
back,
Shazam.
man.
Oh no! Tens gets the pick on
Oh,
Steel.
no.
That's huge. Zoms gets one onto Ethan as well. Things have gone sideways. 100 Thieves just down to 3 members
Good
left. The
lord.
retake. The
Wow.
retake is absolutely stuffed.
What? They go to plant, they leave the site, then use Hunter's Fury. Oh my word, they're just toying with 100 Thieves right now, and what time
That was
they're supposed to
super
enter and what they're going to
strange.
find
Yeah,
once
that
they
was
get
a
into the site.
strange
Everybody had walked
sitch.
out when Hunter's Fury
Like,
was
I get
being
what they were
used.
doing. They were waiting. They
What
weren't
a play
tapping the
here
bomb.
from
They were making them
Sentinels, and they are
question
gonna take
where
this
they're
down
going.
handily, only losing Dapper as this
But
one
then they
kicks out.
jumped
Kiko
back
is gonna
only
look
to come
save
back
along
in,
with
which I
Nitro.
thought was really weird.
We, you know, watching film, we've seen
I guess they expected
how
Hiko's
comfortable
ult.
100 Thieves are on their retake, specifically on
But
A.
Mhm.
It didn't
They'll set-
happen.
you
They
called
fell
out that
back,
Rolling
waited
Thunder,
for
they'll
it,
stack
and
that
then
Rolling Thunder with
Shazam
the
used his
paranoia
Hunter's
and
Fury.
the dart over the top. And that really gives
clear
away the
out.
entire site. That
I don't
gives
even
you
know, was
so
it
much
like
He,
room.
he used his
Link?
hunt. Yeah, he
From
used
that
his hunt.
position,
No, he
but
didn't even
that
hit the
open
link.
pick
He
from
used his
10
Hunter
on the
Furies as
steal
as
can
if they were
really
pushing. He did it like
started-
towards
that was
spawn.
really, that
He
was
didn't really
the
hit
straw
anybody
that
with
broke
it,
the
I don't
camel's back
think.
on that
Maybe
retake.
one tag?
From
That was
there
just
on forward,
confusing.
there was nothing that they had.
It worked
They
out
just couldn't
very
really
well.
Find a way in at all.
Yeah.
Very well, but
All right, Sentinels pulling out some of those stops. And see if we get all of them soon here. 10 still on the Blade Storm. About 3 rounds on that now as he's continuously holding the operator. You can see 300 in utility means
Yeah, neither.
he's been feeling good
They
from
didn't
round
use
to round
ults
as they
there
can
'cause the
get
round
him
was
that
just
operator
over.
back.
So Nitro and
See
Pico
what
still
they
have their
coming
ults.
in here.
Yeah.
It is going to be that Rolling Thunder, and he goes
baiting breach ult?
ultimate,
Yeah,
so
but they
there's
didn't.
a lot of
They didn't
delay
bait
on
any of the
Fusion
ults. I think that's
here
what they
on the
might have
defensive
been
side
trying
round
to
8.
do. Yeah, you might be right.
And I think the thing is, the question is, with all of that delay in mind, will
Yeah,
they
I
choose to play
think
retake
so.
Again,
Do
right?
yeah.
Or are they going to commit a bit more onto a
I think
site?
what happened was they
Doesn't seem so
backed out
bad
Hunter's
without
Fury,
all the
and then they were
ultimates
hoping
for
that Breach
the
would ult
side.
back. Because they left the site
And it's
because they were
interesting
scared
here,
about that
choosing
Breach
to
ult, but
leave
Breach,
B
they didn't know
open, so
Breach wasn't there.
oftentimes
That also works too.
That's
That's
just-
so dangerous by
that's
Ethan.
raw. That's just that's so difficult.
It's so easy to hit that
They're
jump
forgetting
spot.
to
It's
see
Because the
so
movement is
easy.
just not.
Hundred Thieves
It's
once
not
again at a
CS:GO
disadvantage early.
movement.
They found my wire.
Just ready for everything, honestly. It's been such an impact. to
But it
have
is also hard to
10s
spot
on
long
a
C if they're
team in the
walking up on you,
tournament. He
so
is just
I
making
get that too.
changes everywhere
That was an
here when
ugly
the team
fight.
needs it.
Shit.
Shazam drops steal, so they have a little bit of knowledge that the map is open, but behind them could be a problem here. We'll see what can happen.
They have
that'll
two
work
ults,
too.
but I don't
Way
think they're going to
around
want to use
again
it.
in a site for Sentinels.
Yeah, but Shazam is wise to it. Look at how far Shazam
The
has gone.
timing of
Nitro
the
tried getting
smoke.
it. Shazam, there was that flank.
Jesus, man.
Taking
In the
it
roll.
off the board. Hiko was
Yeah.
there alone.
Wow.
Trying
This
to get
game's
the swing
closer,
onto
but
there
it
as
doesn't
well, and
feel
he gets
closer.
punished. Sentinels.
No, yeah, it's a closer score right now, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't feel like that at all.
They're not forgetting a thing.
Look how much
Everyone
100
money
Thieves is
Sentinels
doing
have.
some
able
weird
to be
shit though. Like
watching the
Ethan
1
doing this
second,
jump
guessing
spot
that.
when they know
Tens
it's
to
not a
hit
guess.
those
They
anyway.
know
But
10s
you're
has an
right,
op.
like, as Shazam
Steel's
came
taking a
up
solo
here, finds
fight.
himself the second kill at the end of the
That's
round.
pretty unfortunate, but I see what he was
Perfect
trying to do.
Would have mattered.
Nitro got unlucky there.
Find
Yeah.
the back of this 100 Thieves
Weird,
members
man.
quite often here on these retakes. Sentinels has been moving quite fast.
Let's see. Okay.
And they just
So
fall into a
on a light
default.
pistol round, or on a light gun round for
That
100
little.
Thieves.
You see that cat,
Yeah.
dude? In garage
Full
window.
That's
or whatever
great.
it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
This time, posting
Yeah,
up a
actually,
bit
it
through the
fakes him out a
garage,
little
you
bit.
guys are playing
He looked
tight.
at it twice,
And
dude.
what I love from Sentinels here is you can tell they've
A
done
little
their
double
homework,
take.
man. Look at how far back they're playing, knowing that 100 Thieves like that, right? In this moment, they generally like to full send mid, and they're just waiting for them to come to him.
Expecting
That's
the
so
Rolling Thunder
close,
maybe right down there in the
so-
window or right out garage. Yeah, that's such a huge call, Doug, because that's them knowing exactly what they could be up against. And when you're already one step ahead of your opponents, you get to move first. Looking into that C site now, expecting to even find more aggression in mid. 100 Thieves is going to play the full death ball on this retake with all 5 members in their
Should be
pistols. Here goes the running
absolutely
back for
free.
Sick. Let's see what he can find.
Paranoia was out there as well to kind of lead the way, give Six some room to work with. And, dude, and he gets the kill on tonight.
Nitro loves fighting that ult, man.
For the run it back, I'd say not worth. You're just giving the guy a bit.
I mean, he only had a
there and
deagle,
allowing
so
the rest of the
whatever,
team in the
but-
sight to know that that sheriff is gone. Spike has
know.
been planted. 10s. Being 10s.
I like what they're trying to do here.
It doesn't even make sense though, because even if you kill it, you're still
giving
giving up the site.
Yeah.
You know,
tripwire
like it
though.
literally doesn't make sense to fight that ult there.
And then tens on
And
the
every
other
time
side
we've
as
seen
well.
it, he's
You
fought
can
it.
Tell, man, 100
And he's
Thieves,
died.
They just don't have very
I
many
know it's an
options
eco,
here.
but
Yeah. We'll see what the next gun round brings them. They're stacked. They've been stacking ultimates here, but I think they just get a little too worn down when the round starts.
Yeah.
Getting in, utility hitting for their actual strat to be executed as well as they would like, and it's kind of making them hesitate a lot. You don't see that from 100 Thieves. And again, it's still credit to Sentinels. Can't take anything away from them. They've been playing an immaculate series so far already. Here,
Like,
putting
think
some
them.
padding in between them and 100 Thieves. As we
People were
move
saying
to
maybe
round
he
10.
wanted an orb. Well, you can't say that because he has his
Yeah,
ult.
I think you're absolutely right.
he's,
makes sense.
he's had his ult for a
Sentinels-
couple rounds.
Yeah, they haven't had an opportune moment to
just
use.
clicked.
Hiko's
Sentinels
ult.
has so
Every
much money,
aspect of the
they
game
could buy the
basically
rest of the half for
Now,
sure.
you meant
9,000. Look at the bank rolls.
I mean, they could have last round, to be honest.
And
Their
he's got
money's
knocked.
so
He's
high.
sitting there carrying it over from the next round. It didn't spend a dime on this round. Now, the thing is, for 100 Thieves, you mentioned the
Okay.
ultimates that they've got online. They've got 3 to work with here. And much like the last map on Ascent, we talked about there was a moment in the first half where you needed to see something, right? Like,
Just
Solo
gave him
They
a
know
kill.
10's is off and still. Yep.
I don't know what they're doing, man.
Yeah.
What is
Not
this?
sure what that noise was.
that was me. I mean, there's Sentinels just look so good.
They're just
And I
walking
think
through smoke B
the
too.
tricky thing is here.
Look at that. As
For
soon
100
as Solo.
Thieves, specifically on Ascent, you want
This is like, I feel like they're tilted. I feel like 100 Thieves
Right,
is
you've
tilted.
got
They're
it.
just doing,
You
they're
look good
walking out
going
by
into
themselves
past that.
everywhere. For no reason, too.
Just don't seem to be giving up an inch. There's the Rolling Thunder that we've been waiting on for as long as we have. That's going to push them off the site. Ethan's going to follow up as the first. Hiko joins in on the action as well.
Not an
Excellent
amazing
post
plant,
plants
but
from Sentinels, the operator in the hands of 10. Excellent smoke, but he swings just a hair too early. Shazam gets up close and personal as well. Tens, excuse me, with the Blade Storm. Hunting, looking for Nitro. He's gonna get it. A 3K for him. Sentinels take the round.
It's a bummer. You didn't even wait for your smoke to go off, man.
Honestly, you have no right winning a round when you plant B and they have Rolling Thunder up. That was risky. Sentinels obviously love to change up what they're doing. But knowing that Nitro's still alive and just planting right there, they get out, they make it happen still. It just seems
So
like
my
they
guess their
have
decision to
answered
go B
everything
was,
right now.
okay, Steel is aggressing short,
you
so
even
he's
see
probably
in
got
that
some
round,
support. But in reality, he didn't really have any support at all.
Right, like split
No,
second
but
moment.
So,
you can't account for
You,
that.
yeah, you can't account for him not having
Ethan
support, because
doesn't
why would you do it
swing
without
for
support?
another second.
So that's why they probably went B.
And
They
unless you
were
choose
very low
blind
on
fire
B.
to Smoke, which you very well could have. Very likely doesn't get that kill, and we're potentially talking about a 6-4 here.
They're getting owned, man.
A few more rounds
Dapper
and 100 Thieves are doing all right.
Dapper saw him. He knows he's there.
oh
Steel
my god, you can
does
see him
as
through the
well.
wall
No,
and he's still
look at how
just
he's still got-
dying.
And he dies through
Oh
the cage.
Jesus. That's such a feels
Sentinels
bad,
are
man.
just giving themselves such an upper hand each round before they're even seeing their opponent Shazam.
I mean,
with the
realistically
sixth
though,
sense
like
on his
Sentinels is
six.
just I don't
And he's
know
gonna be
exactly
able
what
to
some of these
find
rounds
another
are from
frag
100
there
Thieves,
on
but Sentinels
Asuna.
is
He
just
blasts
outplaying
back
them.
around, trying to make
They're
more
hitting
on
their
the map.
shots
Here
and
comes
they're
the
just
spike.
making the
Six gonna
correct
get it down there,
decisions.
give him an alt point as well. And they're going to be rolling out here to set up post plant.
Shock dart just a bit late. You saw.
No way in hell 100 Thieves wins this round.
waiting for
Like,
that
just
recon
not-
dart to come
not
through on the
possible.
site so they can pop it as instantly as they could. But
Get your ace.
you know,
Jazzy, go get it.
Just
Yeah.
feels
Go
very
run at them.
flat at this point, and you know it just seems to be getting worse.
Oh my, the confidence right now from Sentinels running through the drone. Know he's gonna find somebody. Here towards the head, a few shots missed. Zombs is gonna be
They're
up
tilted.
as well. They know they have 100 Thieves on the ropes, on these saves. The ecos make it so tough.
Oh.
And the last round and a half. will
Sentinel's
be
about to
that
win this whole
last
thing, dude. They're
chance
just
at
gonna
a
they're just
fourth
gonna
round
run with this
to go
high, run with
into
this confidence,
the
just
second
to
half.
just to the end, you know.
That's so big.
Until they beat
especially with what can
FaZe.
occur after pistol round, if it goes to your end.
Is there any more
You're right,
matches?
that-
today?
No, it's the last
Or is
match.
this
It's just 2 O's across the board. It's looking like.
so good
These,
at this
these
point.
were
Yeah.
supposed to be
Right, you take
haymakers.
Yeah, these are supposed to be good ones.
Yeah. See if they get it here, Doug.
Turned out to be
Still
blowouts.
Just a bank on
Ooh.
the side of Sentinels.
Op in the hands of Steel, right? Like, think about how long they've been conditioning that breach CC to wait and then push out. It doesn't come out. Steel's waiting there with the op to see if they're going to swing out. But again, Sentinels are pushing their way into Garage. There's nobody who was playing tight. It takes so much space away. Great flash, though, as Asuna gets one.
They know he's low. They're going to try to focus on this. He says, all right, I'm in there then. As the flash comes out from Nitro, they try to work
Nice.
off that as Ethan comes up big. We've
The rounds
seen
that they've
him
won
move to the
convincingly
garage
have
hall.
been this shit.
A very comfortable position for him. As
When they
now
fight for
Sentinels
Garage
have a
after they
bit of an
take
audible
it.
Here, and they're going to be on the fly for the rest of this strat.
Right here.
Now, here's the thing. Zoms has it from the shadows. They could flip the map, or
Oh.
you can just use 100 Fury
No
to
way.
clear out that elbow space instantly. Does tag up one. Zoms follows up. Isn't enough to get the kill.
Why'd he
but
shoot?
Ethan again from Garage gets the third on the round.
Oh my
Dueling
God.
Hunter's Furies, and
He's
it looks
just-
like this is gonna be a
he's
big effective,
absolutely
and
just
Shazam
stuck.
drops. Great shot.
Listen,
Nothing
100
to
Thieves
mention
gets
with
pistol and
8-4
doesn't
feels
get
good,
ecoed.
given how the first
We
half
might
went.
have ourselves a
Exactly.
game here. Okay?
All right. They have a
Come
little
on.
room to work with.
Come on, baby.
See how this one
what
went
they
down.
got in
A
their strat
lot of
book.
that early aggression towards mid, and that was the garage, and that was the first time we saw kind of that much of
Man.
a committal through garage. Usually it'd be one lurk, you'd see the drone go through there first.
We got a
and
ways to climb,
C would
but
be the
it's
hit
not
until
out of
you
the
have,
realm of possibility.
Dapper
No,
in
no, it
garage
starts with the
working by
pistol. If they
himself,
win this
so
pistol,
but the Thieves was able to tack down on
if
that
they
one.
win
We
this
get a
pistol,
replay of
they're
a bit
back
of
in it.
This first half, and we move into the
but if
second
Sentinels
half
wins
here.
this pistol,
Our second game in this best of 3 series.
they might run it home.
Sentinels looking very strong right now. And they took map 1 on a set.
Oh, 10's got that D goal, and they're going right to him. They're gonna cage cross though.
Look at how Sentinels posted up.
No, they're
Oh,
not.
no, they're not.
They're just
Nope.
fighting it.
Looks like they may try to take some early
Reach
aggression.
done
Yeah,
and
look
go.
at them. Look at
Oh my gosh,
Garage.
Shazam, hello?
Look how far Sick is already taking up space. As they funnel onto A.
this ain't looking
He
good
can
for
be
Sen.
devastating on the flank, especially if they
Hello?
get back to it in time.
Okay. Well,
So far,
they just got
Osman, he go
owned.
gotten onto the site just fine. Tens and Zoms done.
I don't
Sick and
know what
Dapper
that
left
was.
alone. There's the flank. It's given away. Might be able to get that kill. Great flash. Great, better turn away. As he gets the kill,
Jinked him.
isn't able to
Yeah,
get the
almost
second.
got him.
Dapper's left alone.
Okay, well that was just
Very well played response from 100 Thieves.
Strange.
That was huge.
A lot
that
of
they
things
took
that have
down
happened in
Sick
this
Dog.
specific BO3 have
Steel
been
prioritizes
awkward
gates
or
on
strange.
the first round.
I feel like both
They
of Sentinel's
space
pistols
created
have been that
angles,
same way.
and
Just
as
like,
we've
what?
seen before, kind of be a rat around
They trolling,
utility,
or-
so he can make his way through secretly. If Nitro didn't damage and then a follow-up kill came onto Sick, that flank could have.
I
been
wonder if
down.
Shaz was expecting some help
Sick
from
was coming
10s,
up
but
big
10s
there, so
completely
great job
left.
by 100 Thieves, very much needed.
Like, if they fought
round.
together, that
And
could have
it
been
worked.
huge.
Yeah, don't know.
To see a similar fight for A lobby control. Dart, Sick swings out. Gets that ult orb, so he's now 3 points away from having to run it back, and then he's going to retreat back to safety. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves testing the waters
Thank you for the gifted
across
subs.
the middle of the map.
All right. I'm waiting for.
Did I have to
Everyone
pee
waiting for the
again?
second round
Am I
mid
having
push
problems
now?
with my bladder, or
Seems
what?
like a gentleman's agreement almost.
It's
that they
crazy,
do it in
man.
their scrims maybe and fake each other out here in tournament. Two waiting patiently on the other side. They're going to get that flash as soon as they hear the ult orb. So that triggers it. Nice little headshot there to start off the
He's
round.
stuck.
Break a bit of that Sick health that Sick wants as he heals up.
I like how they tap that out too, right? Just tapping the orb and then
Of
understanding there's likely a flash on the other side and they're going to swing. So
Think they'll
heal
leave
right back
Ethan
off.
there?
They draw out some of that
Or is he
utility.
just gonna
and because
work up
they
alone?
aren't showing on
Going
C
for the
anymore,
flank A?
you see Sentinels, they have to respect it.
Interesting.
They're going to funnel all the way over to A. And much like we saw in Ascent Riv, Sentinels are reading things before 100 Thieves can make the play even happen.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty wild
Lads.
how they move
They're
like
falling
this
right
all
into
the
it.
time.
Yep.
I mean, maybe Dapper
Uh-oh.
pushing up a little bit here, not
If they
seeing
get
anything,
ecoed
but
again.
understanding that something,
Wait.
nothing's in
They're
garage.
oh,
I've had-
dude.
You're right though.
I've had-
Sentinels always
Five
making
had.
an early move
Okay,
on these.
Steel
Goes-
unlucky.
Oh, as soon as he brings out the trap, Steel goes down to the Sheriff. And that's going to
Listen.
be a very good kill coming in. for
Dapper?
Tens. They start to move
Dapper?
their way back over, knowing this is not a committal on A, so they have to.
Oh, do they know?
to be
They
seen.
know.
Dapper. Oh,
He heard him
Dapper!
for sure.
Hiko takes him out. Great shots from the Spectre. He really could have blown that thing up. They have garage control.
Listen, they're
With
back,
the
baby.
Vandal.
Game ain't
No,
over.
dude.
I think he's the
Stream
only
die?
full rifle.
What?
on the team
No,
at
no,
this
you're
point.
good.
Just
No, no.
trying to
I
get
gotta
more
refresh.
ultos, trying to get closer to that showstopper.
Listen,
Sick
100
alone,
Thieves
so
ain't
he's
out.
got a
They ain't
Spectre, he's
out.
Upgraded a weapon.
No
And
faith.
they're not super healthy. He's going to isolate the gunfight too, but Ethan comes up big there to stop any shenanigans from Sentinels as 100 Thieves take the second round. No flipping, no thrifty round win after winning the pistol.
Yep.
This half is going as it should.
Ethan stepping up. Look at that scoreboard right now for 100 Thieves, the newest member of the team, feeling good here, third day in. He's always in the middle to the top, so he's been really able to show. We hear about his mechanics all the time, and he's able to put forward the confidence as well to be that opening shot. We saw how strong he was on Cat Ascent to open that up for the team. And
Will
how
100
these
Thieves win
rounds
this
here
bonus?
Carries that in now to Haven. 8-6. We're getting into round 15 here. Let's see what happens.
And you know, you see some of the payoff of Asuna. While he died in the last round, still has a Vandal this time, while the rest of 100 Thieves seem to be riding out. Oh no, Nitro does as well. So a bit of a bonus being pushed out from 100 Thieves as they try to push out across the middle of the map. Meanwhile, defensively for Sentinels, no A presence. Very comfortable playing for retakes there as they've stacked elsewhere on the map. Oh.
But
If that
It's got
doesn't
a little
get
headache.
checked,
Mm.
surely they
Deja
check
vu?
that.
Yeah, this used to be a great corner. The addition of everything down here kind of made you stick out a little bit. So nobody to trade there. And I think that's kind of telling.
They're walked down C. They're going through garage. They're all gonna go through garage. Holy shit!
Just to clear and see if there was a push. This is gonna be
almost
down.
Crazy.
Sprayed his entire clip into that cage.
There. Sick is all the way down at the bottom of C-Long, so keep an eye on him.
Well done, Sick. Well done.
Even it out. Entirely sideways. Ethan's gonna drop first. Steel on the swing through the garage.
Sucks Steel had a sheriff, but
to be a nuisance,
whatever.
Nobody's big on the flank. The spike has gone down. Nitro with 3.
I don't even know what the hell.
What just happened?
I think
he used his like explosion to force them to either push or fall, but they chose to push. But one guy couldn't make it.
Even given how Sentinels were in a great
Explosion,
to stop that round,
aftershock, whatever.
100 Thieves push.
Yeah, explosion.
It's not
Nitro difference, dude.
Oh, Nitro?
Explosive charge taking somebody out, but we did. Aftershock rather, and what a hit coming out of that. Nitro coming up big on that round. He's able to capitalize on it, and 100 Thieves are feeling good as they look to come up with a tie here on their second map. And this one is Sentinels pick now. So they're kind of saying thanks for the map picks. We've seen that a lot throughout this tournament. And I like what Valley said. Sometimes it's not about the stats. It's about the play style. It's about the mood of the day. And right now, 100 Thieves is finding the vibe.
Of course.
They are, and they're doing so at just the right time. Furthermore, Sentinels on a mixed buy here, right? Pistols,
getting all
Buckies,
this info,
maybe a Spectre.
Shazzy is.
Oh.
I mean, you're really looking at a world where we could be tied up at 8 after how the first half went and really after how the first map went. You've got to be feeling real good if you're 100 Thieves. You're starting to get the wind behind you. You're starting to get something cooking. You got
the heist is on.
The body's blocking, dude. I hate that shit.
Shazam down, being an all-point away. That's one good one to take away from the Sentinel squad. Run it back is there, as well as Tens.
Do you use bodies or the hologram?
I use like the little hologram thingies.
It's like they're going to be holding towards A, so Sick may be able to just get himself out, delay it. I wouldn't see him doing a run it back there, so he may try to exit the site before this happens. If they figure it out, it is coming A. Again, you have Dapper with the long hold on C, just waiting for something to happen, and he may start moving now.
Asuna gets on.
Oh my god.
Asuna gets dropped. Sick was there. Tens with the Blade Storm as well. It's a full send off to the site. Tens doesn't connect. He has to dash away.
That was so close, though.
Takes care of him.
That was like a
well played
pixel
by
off.
100 Thieves. The gun difference is felt as Dapper's left alone.
Clean.
They get onto the site. They
can't out-lurk Ethan.
Who were playing in the cheeky 50s.
They got some decent money now, right? Let me see. What do they got? What do they got? They got
here on
30,000.
Solid execution. Right? Going into the site.
Yeah, they're chilling. They could buy for a couple rounds here. Dude, I have to pee again. I have the world's smallest bladder, I swear.
You should get that checked, honestly.
Holy crap.
No cap, you should get that checked.
Well,
There's no way you're drinking that much water.
To be fair, I did. Okay, so as I had to go pee the first time, I downed a whole water bottle. I just chugged it. So maybe that water bottle is catching up to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you should get rid of it in one pee.
Well, not if I just drank the water bottle. Like I'm telling you, I went to go pee, okay, and as I went to go pee, I drank a whole water bottle.
There are far more. All right, we're going.
So it caught up late, you know, nice 20, 30 minutes. And I'm drinking a lot of coffee, to be fair, a fuck ton of coffee.
I mean, Breach is there, so they know, but maybe the Rays being there is what they would avoid or wait for the blast pack, so it could be trickery.
Look at the flank! Look at the flank! Look at how much space Sentinels have taken! Sick now uses the red back.
Oh my god.
Ethan and Hiko
both
really
nice.
It looked so promising.
Alt.
400 Thieves and Sentinels respond at just the right time. They
got
hit
one.
where it hurt.
Well
There's a
done.
Clean.
Evened it out.
Get this back in favor.
Now he's got that alt to kind of delay. Oh no. Oh no.
Individual plays coming out.
For Sentinels, and so far, so good. The spike goes down.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Tens is just a man possessed.
Tens just saved the fucking round, dude.
Yeah.
Just zooming.
Pick apart what
actually
100 Thieves
zooming.
have cooking, and they take the lead again.
They did not. Okay, they did not. You can clearly tell just watching what Asuna was doing. They did not expect an individual play like that. Like Tens saved the round, really. But he did it by himself. That was so ballsy. So ballsy to
right
do.
on into the site when they needed to. Like you said,
Also,
tens of man
that was
possessed,
really
helping to
nice from
frag
both of
down
them.
100
Like
thieves.
individualized, that was
They
like
pull
sick. That was
one back
crazy.
into their favor.
Tens, that was
100 Thieves
crazy.
stringing them together there, and Sentinels said, "Wait a minute."
Tens just ran at his ass and
Okay.
just mouse one him in the head before the smoke
100
popped.
Thieves, they
Yeah.
have three ultimates to work with. And it looks like they're going to try a heavy hit towards A. Again, blast pack across, ensure that there's no operator on the other side, potentially.
The push from C this time as well from Sentinels.
Okay, so this is very much an A
Oh.
hit. Ethan gets up top. Shazam waits
Just
for
jumps
it.
out later.
Down.
3A sight. God, that was
Shazam
quick.
can be so problematic here, Riv. And he's got the Hunter's Fury. Okay,
Arms down
takes
real
a step
quick
back.
too.
Keep an eye on that ultimate, okay? They're getting onto the site. There's the Hunter's Fury that we were talking about. But the paranoia came out.
Wow,
He got
read him
enough
like a
to
book.
kill
Very
him.
good ult.
Yes!
He also got the guy in the back.
Looks like
As
the
soon as
two
ult's
taking
good,
it
though.
now. They feel good off of Shazam confidence there. It's going to
That
be Asher
fight
to hold
was
in the ult. Waiting for
crucial.
somebody to come through with a showstopper so he can stop it, and it's trash.
Oh my God.
He fires it in the
Very
nose,
good ult.
finds it. They're going to be forced to get out of this one. Sentinels may not be able to make it work. Yeah,
Man,
though
this
they
guy's
tried.
mouse
They go back and
movements.
forth.
Holy
so
crap.
fast. It's
As
so
Shazam-
fast.
Like, I don't understand. I
Shaky.
honestly don't understand how he gets kills. Seriously.
Thrive in the chaos of
It's crazy.
round 17.
Yeah, it's so fast and
Around
shaky.
18, I should say. What a win there.
Like, I don't know how he gets any
Going
headshots
round for
ever.
round here, Doug.
It's so
Ultimates on
fast.
deck are
Maybe he's
going
the
to
body
be
shot
Kiko's.
king, I
They
don't
have an
know.
ult-toward focus. Zounds from the shadows as well as Dappers aren't as effective.
It was a good
We'll
ult.
see how Tens pans out. Oh, I'm sorry, Sentinels pans
Good
out
hold,
to defend
too.
this round.
Riven, I love how Asuna played that. He triggers
until
the
the wire.
showstopper and then just waits. Right? How
Pressure
many
game.
times have we talked about? All right, hang on. A little early aggression. Sick pushes him back. 100 Thieves turn their
Uh-oh.
attention to C.
Oh God, they're running into a judge, boys.
No, the
Through the
judge.
cage. Don't go through the cage.
No!
Playing in the cage, good for
Oh
one.
no.
Backs
Oh,
up
I
in,
hate
uses the
this
roll step. That's gonna
stupid
give everything
fucking
away.
gun.
Look at the pinch again.
I hate all shotguns. I hate all shotguns. I
Into the
hate
spawn.
them.
Shazam
100 Thieves are gonna
too.
have to
I
get
hate them
through
so
that
much.
to get to the rest of the map.
Push
Shot.
through A.
A round where 100 Thieves
Dapper with the
commits
2
everything,
Ps, dude.
puts
Nitro's
everything in the
so
same spot.
low.
You get the
and-
biggest return on investment from the
Dude,
neural
that's-
uplink Shazam.
that's
It's a
so
shotgun
stupid.
round.
Telling you, man,
Holy
shotguns don't have a
moly,
place in
Sentinels coming up
FPS.
huge this time.
Ever.
Dapper starting it off, neural uplink,
That's
Shazam.
whatever the
knowing
first kill
exactly
because
where
he's
he needs
5
to be
feet
on
away
the
from him,
early
but that
push.
he
They
shouldn't
are trying
one
to
shot
send a
Ethan
message
there.
to 100
Sorry,
Thieves
competitive
rounds, and
FPS.
they're able to get
My
under their
fault.
skin, and now Hiko is left to clutch this one versus 3.
I will say, given Hiko's
I hate it. I hate it.
antics,
I hate him.
he's
I hate when Steel
probably-
does it. I hate when anyone does it.
Right? It's been a while.
I mean, it doesn't matter
It's
who's
not gonna
doing
be
it.
the
I
That
hate-
shotgun
A
should not
50
do
round
that.
win.
I hate that there's
They
ranked
played the
players who are
map
radiant with only
beautifully.
shotguns. I hate it all. I fucking hate it all.
Them down at the bottom of C-Long, and then once you get the
Pisses
first
me
couple
off.
of picks and you think, okay, we're going to be able to funnel into A, everything's okay. Nope. There's a Bucky on the
Nice
other
shot
side
by
that
Steel,
rips him
too.
to shreds.
Like that kill, whatever.
Oh.
This kill though, no. I'm sorry.
Clothesline.
That should not just every single
Clothesline
pellet
as he
hit him
came
in the
through
chest.
door. In this situation
Bruh.
for Hiko, actually, I love the way he played it. Thinking of
Bruh.
the jump peak,
With how
right,
small
coming
the
in
maps
from
are, that's
Dapper.
just
When
not
somebody's jump
balanced,
peeking
man.
like that, they more than
That's a
likely,
bruh moment.
if it's going from a
Bruh.
range, they're doing it by themselves. If it's close, there's more than likely someone else there. So you saw Hiko go to window first to find a 1v1, knowing he'd probably face 2 people checking that jump.
Okay.
And you see, and
They're still
the
doing this
problem is,
dumb shit
my
where he
word.
goes in
they take
alone.
so much
I
early
hate it.
space, right? Look at how far up Dapper is already. If it's an A hit, they punch in.
I
Look at
can't
how
believe
far up
100
Shazam
Thieves
is
still
down A
does
long.
that.
If
I
it's
just
a B
don't
hit, they can pinch
agree.
in. They've just
I don't think I ever
suffocated
will.
100
Let me-
Thieves
oh,
the
it was
last couple
Asuna.
of rounds.
Asuna
They're gonna
just
funnel
walking
them
in the
to go
garage
right
by
into the
himself.
lap of Tens
Oh man,
on the
Tens
other
is
side
such
of
a
the
good
smoke.
spot for
As
this.
devastating of a player as he can
Are
be.
they going to be
Looks like he
patient?
might
Oh,
get
they
away
drone.
by the
Smart.
drone. He swings at just the right time, and Ethan responds with it.
They're already getting
Beautifully.
flanked,
Dapper,
though.
as we
They're-
mentioned,
they're trapped,
On the
yeah.
flank. Zom's on the
I mean-
site. Dapper's
Oh
there.
my
The spike goes down. You feel the pressure, right? Like
Click.
I feel it, and I'm not even in the game.
You're only seconds into the round.
Man.
Maybe like 15, 20.
This is looking
And
to
you
like
are
be a
seeing
good,
Sentinels in
really close,
positions
maybe OT
where they're
map.
taking out
It's It's arguably 100 Thieves' fault for working so fast without, like, they didn't read the situation. They worked long C very, very quickly. They didn't know what was on the other side. They didn't know how many were there. They didn't know if they had
also
shots.
went through the cage.
Yeah, they went through the cage. Like, they definitely deserve to lose that. But I will never stand for shotguns in these games. I always hate them.
Pistols. Right? Nitro might be the only one with a rifle, I believe.
Somehow it works in CS, though. It's not, like, too annoying in CS. I don't know why.
It has to be the ranges at which you have to clear. Like, it has to be. It has to be the way that these maps are designed and how small they are. If these maps were in CSGO, it would probably be the same thing. These tight angles, man.
Peppers you.
Maybe like last time.
Maybe.
It just feels like it has to be because of the map size.
Doesn't look like anybody's gonna get too much information off of that. 100 Thieves is committing, now watching the backseat. It was like everybody turned around at one point, the realization of no, wait a minute, as they turn around because they no frag coming in from a side of Sentinels. They don't get too much info, so now they start to work mid, re-grab this information that they might have lost.
And I like that they put the rifle in Nitro's hands to try to get
shot.
A rolling thunder, but it drops right off the bat.
Ooh.
Dapper with
Good
three.
support.
Steel trades it out.
I mean,
Ladies and gents,
match point.
Sentinels
Clean for
continue
sure.
to make a statement. They're on map point. They're looking.
I gotta
to
pee
put
really bad.
100 Thieves away.
What is with Dapper today?
Well,
this tournament.
Here you go, 100 Thieves. You want it? Come and get it right now.
Tens, names always being talked about. You see Dapper on the flame.
They definitely played for the... They didn't care to win this round, really, because they bought pistols. So they didn't play... They're playing for OT. They're not playing for match point. Which I think is the right call, but they got to grind these three out.
If you want it, come and get it right now.
That is team participation.
Got a lot of ults on Sen, too.
Ten's got that op. And he's... Ooh, I like that. A lot of space. Oh, someone's falling into his crosshair, dude. Somebody's...
They have two ultimates.
Uh-huh.
Certainly don't.
Not Hiko though. Not Hiko.
About a moment ago.
No, he's jump spotting it, but
for Sentinels,
he probably saw his barrel. I'm pretty sure. Holy crap! Oh my
and he gets a pick as well. The Hunter Spear from Hiko on the push back, right? Like understanding that when aggression comes in from one side, it's likely coming in from another as well.
Ooh, the shoulder, man. So close. Dapper's low on C as well, and they're probably going to split C off that.
Catching him in the rotation a little bit here, looking at the off angles. 100 Thieves gets the better of Sentinels.
Yeah, Dapper was too low to take that fight. It's unlucky.
Good flash. Wow.
Really good flash.
Or taking down Sick as he's blind, I should say.
Well done. That was clean.
Hiko's, I don't know what chat's saying. Hiko's ult was actually really good.
Yeah.
It got him off the garage angle with the op and made him come back to it. And it also tagged Dapper.
For Nitro to get that
That's a good ult, man.
online off the spike.
No, yeah, Hiko's ult was really, really good because Hiko definitely saw that Tens was opping that angle, so he wanted Tens off that angle so that he could take it from him. And then they just split really quickly.
That's exactly what I was about to highlight.
It was good.
Is the financial situation for Sentinels.
I think when Hiko was jump spotting, he saw his barrel or something because the op barrel's so long.
I feel like if people don't see a kill with an ult, they just assume it's a bad ult.
Buy full here as well. I'm just concerned for 100.
Man, Sentinels is clean though.
This is getting very expensive.
That's a great job by Zoms to make sure it was indeed expensive. You're very right, Doug. And we'll see what they can get here. It seems like they have quite a bit, maybe half armor if they actually have to go for it. But every round's a buy from here on out. You can't really toy with any of that economy.
No.
Steel picks up another 100 for himself here, and we see the rest of the trades. 100 Thieves now. And this is the moment. Do you see this team play in the play not to lose, or they still play to win with confidence? Angles can be held. That's your goal as a defender. The offenders come to you. But right now, Sentinels is just going through so fast. From defense, they're bringing the fight to 100 Thieves.
Tens with an op, holding down A long. And Zoms is there ready, just in case they make it through. You see that setup already. As soon as 10 sees someone, if they somehow make it across that operator.
Sen's chilling though. They feel like they're just in full control of the map. Have match point already.
First
no, man.
He's whiffing.
Amazing. That
He's
is
with him.
such a big frag this round. And
Maybe
they
you
don't
should just
even
go
have
back
to
to the
work on it
rifle
right
for
away.
now.
Having
Op ain't
10s
working.
down means he can,
But he's getting
obviously
set
not
up
be
for it.
mobile.
He's just
Yeah,
he's
he's just missing the
missing.
shot.
Job is to then be a nuisance at B, be at C. So
Like,
they
that
think
was-
you're still holding A.
That was
None
such
of
a
that has
good
to be worried about.
opportunity because he
Rod
could have
bringing
dashed
it
out
close
too, but he
range,
just missed the
medium
shot.
firefight
Simple
is
as that.
what 100 Thieves wants, as they're still all
Good
across the
ult.
map. This is going to be a scatter take.
Oh
See
my
if it works
god,
for 'em.
Dapper did not get hit by that
The
either.
Rolling Thunder was there, and Dapper takes care of Asuna.
Good trade, though.
Pass across, but Nitro, we're good for the retake. Dapper drops. The spike's going to go down. Numbers advantage in favor of 100
Almost a
Thieves,
whiff,
as it looks
man.
like it's
He's
getting
lucky
worse.
that Sick was in the air. I think he would have lost if
It's
Sick
just
wasn't in
Shazam
the air.
alone. In a 1v2, they've taken post plants down. C-Long. Shazam with an opportunity here to win the map, to win
Wide
the
swing.
series
Wide
for
swing.
Sentinels, but
Yeah,
no,
so
we're gonna
wide.
play
Did
another
not
round as
expect
Ethan
that.
comes up big for 100 Thieves.
That was very 100 Thieves that round. Textbook. Only a
Ethan's
few
playing
people taking the site.
well.
I think
Really
it looks
well,
dangerous,
really
but
well.
those
Shit.
two are
It's a support
powerhouse.
character too.
All the way back at long
Character.
was Hiko, and already coming
Operator.
around from Garage
Operator.
was Steel.
Hero.
That's
Champion.
the spread
Hero.
100 Thieves, giving the people inside who are taking it the confidence that no one's rotating around. You're probably only going to see a few. That's the information grab. We saw a lot of input being used there from 100 Thieves that round.
Oh, baby. We may be looking at
Well,
overtime.
10's buying
Ten's
another
has an
op,
operator.
hope
doing
so.
it short.
You got to give the people what they want, right? Come on.
God, these spams are so dangerously close. Okay, no pop. Oh,
That's a big
no.
one.
That's big early on, 2 out of Asuna.
That's a real big
Get
one.
that pick through
Sick's been fragging
through
too.
the cage, right?
Nice.
Impact. Oh, no,
Yep,
Ten's
there it
somehow
is.
dropping,
He's
still
still
lands that
confident
shot
in the
on
off, and it
steal.
works out.
Balanced it.
I believe it. It's tense. That,
And he's
What in
re-aggressing
the
long
world
after
are
that
we
kill.
witnessing
Repositioning.
right
He has
now?
all this
Ten's doing
information today.
everything he can to make sure it does not go to a third map from what we just saw. A little magic. And now with 1 minute left in the round, the
They do
showstopper of
choose
Asuna is
C
taking the site.
wisely.
Sentinels is playing the first short hard
Ooh, he
retake
tagged
as they
him,
wait for
dude.
everyone to get in
Hit him for like
position.
100.
Here comes 10's for
Yeah,
A.
he tagged him.
Shazam 1 point away.
Paint shells? Paint shells?
100
Yep.
free, the paranoia comes out.
What?
Asuna playing
Okay,
the
Dapper's
angle.
flying.
Asuna good for 1. Dancing around the
Well
box.
done,
Second
OT.
second, it's actually
Yeah,
Nitro
that
does it.
smoke
Well
was
done.
really...
Gets 1 and it gets
He
traded
went through the
out
smoke and it
Zombs
just
in
did
a
not work out.
1v3 to avoid
I'm going to piss myself.
overtime. He's got some utility.
Oh no, Zombs won the
He
round.
doesn't have
Mike,
it
you're
this
missing
time with
it.
friends.
Now he's
Smoke.
known.
Yeah, and the spike just continues to tick away, right? If you're Zombs, you gotta go. You just don't
Oh,
have very
shit.
many options.
Sentinels
Ladies and
won,
gentlemen,
Mike.
we're going to overtime.
Unlucky, dude.
This is exactly what it needed to come down to. Either
missed the
way, whether it
craziest
was
clutch of the
Sentinels
year.
pushing it to 3 or 100 Thieves pushing it to 3. You want to see this kind of competition coming out of the teams, especially for 100 Thieves to just be able to recoup after what happened first map. If you're a top tier team, that cannot get you down. And knowing what was happening that map, it seems like they had a really good idea of how they wanted to play here. Remember, this is Sentinel's pick on Haven. We'll see if they can keep it.
100 Thieves back on the defense here in the overtime rules. Nitro in that common position where he's going to CC down A short. We're just a few moments away
What a
from
score by
trying to
Ethan.
settle this map. Yeah, dude's playing out of his mind. Oh, and I like this.
I'm back.
Speaking of Ethan,
Oh, you
he's doing
missed
a little
it.
bit of dapper.
Sentinels
right?
won.
Like, look at how much space he's taking down C-Long already.
So much patience too. Do the cat and mouse game. You love to see it. The smoke clears, and we'll see if that initiates any more movement. But it looks like Ethan's in for.
Ethan's
bit
in
of
a very
party
good
here.
spot.
C-Long and Cubby.
We'll probably
And
clear
he'll
it.
have a bit of help
I don't know,
from
if
Steel
Steel
up top to let
wiggles?
him know that
Yeah.
party's coming. Great
That's
jump
what I
by him,
thought.
and he will find
If
six to
Steel
start.
wi-
That's gonna be an
Oh,
He's gonna
oh,
look for 3. Right on his right.
Wow.
It all
Solid.
came down to the steel wiggle up
Shuts
there.
down Sentinel C-Long.
They found my wire.
What an insane performance out of Ethan. Coming up huge when his team needed him the most. Steel was there.
Well
for
done,
the
100
bait, right?
Thieves.
Info
Well
was given, and
fucking
then
done.
The man answers the call at just the right moment to get 3 big ones and the spike.
good
goes
round.
Down. What a
That was
round out of
probably
100
the
Thieves.
perfect timing for Steel to rotate, jump spot. They shot at him, tried to get into cover because they were worried about the
He is
peak,
setting
and Sick
himself
just
up
died.
so well for these
Holy.
We got
Lead.
ourselves
The
a
right to call out
match,
the info
dude. It was
grab,
not
moving
looking
down.
good.
Overtime, you want all the info you can get. And then you might want an Ethan pushed up a little bit.
Tenz is out there just jiggling his life away.
If it happens that way. And great finish by the rest of the team. Great control on the OT by 100 Thieves so far. Let's switch it up and see what Sentinels can do.
Yeah, I mean, now 100 Thieves on the attack. What are they going to dial up? Keep an eye on Dapper, see how much space he chooses to take. The narrative, really, when Sentinels was on defense, was the ability for them to take C long, to take A long, and to really suffocate 100 Thieves into where they either had to fight through.
This might be a free pick. Oh, that's depresso. Espresso.
This here again.
True.
100 Thieves seem to be very comfortable, patiently waiting.
How did Steel take so much damage?
That cage.
Tenz brought an op into the
He missed this lineup.
no armor.
Unlucky.
Yeah, that's a big naked buy right there. He's aerodynamic, but very dangerous. 1 minute left on this round. He'll see if he can make an impact with that one. 100 Thieves is actually, or sorry, Sentinels is backing up right now, making sure that they have very good positioning for their rotations, and they're not too committed to any site at this point. Playing all the way across that spawn line, if you will.
Is Steel gonna lurk early?
You can tell neither team.
Or is Steel gonna lurk late to secure the round at the very end? I don't know what's about to happen.
Now it looks
So
like
far. I mean, he's here.
Call a fall? Call a fall?
Shots onto Dapper.
Yeah.
Again, the paranoia is
No.
counter-
No, they're just committing.
The flash is there, excuse me. Oh, Tenz! Up close and personal.
Steel doesn't get to do anything.
Down to 1.
Dude, they should have called a fall, man.
Tenz came out of the smoke there for Asuna. Oh my word, the crits goes to the next one. Coming from spawn, we're going into a second overtime as Shazam finalizes.
I'm so shocked. I thought they were, it looked, there was hesitation in a little bit of their like movement in garage and long C. I actually thought they were going to fall back.
Not. 2 huge op shots there. One of them, like, the gun barrel was in Asuna's ear. And then for him to land that last one there is just so well played. He's just so good.
Those ones feel great. It's kind of like the medium difficulty shot, but especially when the flick like that hits their head and you switch
That's
them off
where,
their feet.
dude, this,
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
that's
right
where the
there.
lurk
Feels
is
real
too
good.
far on
So
this
clean.
map.
All right. We are back to
Another OT.
100 Thieves buying up along with Sentinels. The operators there once again. Tenz is feeling comfortable on it, and the team says we let Tenz do what he feels
Very
comfortable
nice,
doing.
very nice.
That's going to be his role. Get a tactical pause real quick as the teams, I should say, discuss what could be the road to victory here.
Wish I knew whose pause it
Now-
was.
I want to see how Sentinels choose to play this, right? Given how the last overtime round went, understanding that Ethan took all of that space away, I wonder if they show a little something towards C, just to kind of bait them into thinking that that's where they're going to go and draw some of that utility out and draw some of that presence and some of that attention towards that area of the map while they slow down and feel out everything else.
It's hard to say. I mean, it does seem slow overall. I think both teams are finding where Tenz is to start, right? You'll say, okay, where are they focusing him? If we can push somebody down, we'll be able to get info without losing someone from the defensive side, of course, of 100 Thieves. And then thinking about who they might prioritize.
Tenz is opping on attack. I don't
working so well as a team.
like this.
And it seems like they've kind of just been able to catch 100 Thieves off guard most of the time. A quick A strap.
I'm not sure if Tenz is going to be able to get away with much with this.
Has left them with quite
We'll see,
a bit
though.
of room
We'll
on
see.
the
Never know.
straps they're trying to pull out.
Attack pause, done. Here we
Let's
go.
do it.
Hungry.
Sentinels again on the attack for the second overtime. You see Tenz. Yeah, there he is, man. Expecting that aggression coming out of Ethan. He's got the op. He's going to hit that peak early on. It's not going to be challenged, but you already see some of that adjustment.
Yeah, he's going to hang out there for a while. There's always a possibility that you take somebody down at
So they've
long,
used
so
everything.
Sentinels
They
being
used
slow
to
with their opera occupied
used a
right
lot
now.
actually,
Flights
but
also
just
dropped, so
that
it's
drone
so
is
much
useful,
ground they can gain here with Sick
and it's just gone.
and moving up lower.
Oh no, they're gonna know
He's
it's
doing
A.
a lot of recon right now to make sure they know exactly what's going on and their movements are not wasted.
Oh boy, here we go.
Nitro, support flashes.
Committing
As
on
soon as
to
it's
A.
dry enough.
Asuna's going to chance to do something special
the
there. He
trades,
gets
though.
one. Nitro gets
Pretty
another
good.
one as well. As it drops down to a
Clean
4v2.
by
They've
Nitro.
got a 4v2 in favor of 100 Thieves. Nitro anchoring things down on the site.
They made that pretty
Spike
obvious.
goes down. Tenz,
And now he's
who's
got an op.
watching C Long at the beginning, is alone here. He arrives to the party, but just a minute or two late. He's got the op. He just doesn't have the spike, right? Like, he doesn't have great positioning here either. This is a very difficult ask.
He's just missing this guy.
They
That's
keep
annoying.
missing each other. Looks like Steel's going to stay in his camera for now. A smoke towards Long. Is this is going to be Ethan pushing up? Does he get it? What is his 29th kill? Nah, Hiko's going to pick that one up first.
They made that
And now
very,
14
very obvious.
to
But
13.
also Asuna got pretty lucky to get that
Another
kill.
one as we switch sides here.
That first one on Graffiti.
100 Thieves can push through again on attack.
Yeah. Oh my.
It was a
That was
great
pretty clean, actually.
adaptation
Good support. As soon
out
as
of
White swung a
Sentinels
little
there.
early,
Again,
but
understanding
Nick was there
how
to
the
trade from
previous
lower. Like, that was
overtime
great.
round had gone. But again, 100 Thieves,
was
they just handled that retail, or they
fundamental
handled
shit.
defending the site on A
And here we are
super,
again. 100
super
Thieves
well.
the
But now we're
lead.
going to see them on the
Potential
attack,
dub
right?
take
They
here.
dropped the ball here last time around. They weren't able to put Sentinels away, but now they're going to get a chance to do so again. I'm liking this early on. They're showing some heavy aggression towards A, and then look at how Sentinels respond. Dapper's all the way up through mid already.
Watching Shazam, he's
So
having
blind.
such a great game right
Ooh,
now.
Dapper's
We
all the way
talked about
down
the
mid.
impact of that leader, of that caller. being
I
able
worry
to
they're gonna
drag out here, and he's right
clear
at the
him?
top of the list.
Oh.
Pens looking for a shot's gonna find
Hey.
Steel. That helps out the round.
Okay, this is probably going to be another OT.
Moving out with
Yep.
Dapper just below
They're
him.
giving up
They're
C
going
as
to
well with
secure
numbers
mid.
advantage.
This
This
is
is
big.
the
100 Thieves basically have to go
play.
with what they
By
have now,
Sen,
knowing they
spotting
could
it
be
from
surrounded.
garage.
He might get one. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Doesn't need to go for
Garage
another at
second
all.
Down Garage. He's going to have curveball as well, and then you see Dapper on the flank. So even if they do manage to get the spike down, Dapper can blow things up. Spike goes down. Sick.
He said, you know
Good
what?
for
Fuck the
Asuna.
flash.
Only 2 members remain, but 100 Thieves. It's just Hiko now. Hiko's not going to be around for long. Riv,
One
we're
more
playing
OT.
another one. Neither team willing to give an inch.
Oh my word. Let's do it again, Doug. We're going back into
I don't know
another
what
OT,
Steel was doing,
number
man.
3 here.
Wide
Sentinels
swung,
does not
out
want
window.
to go away to
They could have,
go
like, they
into a
didn't
third
need
map,
to
I
do
should
that. They
say.
could have used a
100
dart
Thieves
to
doesn't
clear
wanna
all
go
of
to
that.
lower bracket. They're gonna
They
have
didn't need
go
to
Gen G
body.
if they do
Or have
lose
Ethan
this
smoke
match.
it, I don't
Another
know.
great one to watch. But both these teams are
No, I think
gunning
Steel
for
wanted
the
to make sure
full
nobody was
upper bracket
close.
win. Sentinels right now had a
Yeah,
really great
but,
stride coming into this
like,
game. 100 Thieves has been
They
able
plan to go
battle
all
back,
C long
and
anyways,
maybe
you
they
know?
take it all the way here. Our third OT.
He could have just played back towards
Heavy
spawn, I
bumps
guess,
towards A.
and like went late
Early
garage
on
without
for
being in
Sentinels.
mid.
Fully sending here, you see the tripwire towards C, which leads me to think that
Nice A
there is
explode
no
early.
question about where they
I
want
like
to go.
this.
They've gotten
No
they've
op
got
on-
short
no op
control.
on
They've gotten
tens.
A1
I also like
control as
that.
Well. The question is, at one point, do 100 Thieves believe that that's where the play is going and rotate off towards A?
This is
I
gonna
mean-
this is gonna work so well for Sentinels. Holy shit! It's over. Like the round's already over.
Mentioned earlier on in the
My
map
word.
with how good
Never mind. I thought they were gonna walk
they
even
are
further,
on the
but still.
retake. They're gonna
Sick might
chance
get a
to
free
show
kill. He's in the smoke and spawn.
They have
He
breach
does.
utility. Oh no, Hiko goes down right away.
Steel's low too.
So so necessary for the retake. How will this work for 100 Thieves now as they try to get back in? Steel is already injured as he's up and having smoked off. The rest of the team needing to make commotion from lower.
There's just no way. There's no way they retake this. I don't
Steel's
believe it.
tagged up, and you see Zoms down low, waiting for that push to come through. And here comes counter paranoias at almost the exact same time. They still can't find a way into the site. Here goes Asuna. He's going to go in first. He's going to get ripped down as well. But the rest of 100 Thieves seem to be just fine. Tens and Shazam flipping it back. Tens again
Decisive
for another
round
one.
there.
Sentinels take the round. This is the first
Okay,
time
this,
we
yeah,
see
I was about to say this is
them
the
take the opener
this is
in
the
an
first time
overtime bout.
Sentinels took the first round.
That frag early on
So
Hiko
just saying, might
sealed
be a
the deal
little
right there for Sentinels that round.
16-14.
Having the dart to get back in,
CS.
understanding where
Esque.
Sentinels was going to be playing since they did stay in
A
the
lot of
site.
CS players in
that
this
would have been
match,
chaos
so
for
it would
them.
make sense to
100
end
Thieves may have been able to
16-14.
capitalize, but a lot of that went out the window with Hiko going down. What a push for Sentinels to identify that kill.
And this is what's scary for 100 Thieves, right? Like, the last 2 rounds where we've gone into OT, it's 100 Thieves who wins the first, Sentinels respond, but now Sentinels breaking serve, and now in a position of power where they've shown how
Hit
good
him.
they are on this half of the
And his
map.
toes shot off.
100 Thieves on the attack. Looking to see what they can get going. Tense with an
Holy, this
operator.
is scary.
not wise to the fact that 2 members just on the other side of the smoke. Ethan's down. The spike is
He
there as
killed
well,
him
and the head
jumping,
Nico,
dude.
he's
He
still
jumped,
alive.
landed,
I don't know if
shot
he saw anyone
with the
else, so
flick,
the
dashed.
Sentinels
Love it.
not fully sending over to C yet because they don't
Oh,
understand
man
what else
advantage.
is there. They didn't see anything else.
The pressure's on now. Usually we'll get a trade in these rounds, Doug, 1 for 1.
And
but
reaggresses
now,
it,
100
getting
Thieves
all this
playing it
information.
very slow.
Now he's
They at
posted.
least want to get what would be some separation out. Quiet down, cut the sound, and believe that they would rotate out. Also, you usually get the Jet rotating away from
They're
the
going
first
quiet
kill.
though.
Tens
But it's
has
I
not
think
done
Tens
that,
gets
so they're
another
gonna
one here.
expect to see it. They're not going to expect
If
to
he's
see
just
job here.
sitting
They've
on the
gotta
box
draw the
again.
ways to
Oh no, he
pull Tens
whiffs.
away because he goes stuck.
He's-
Right? He's
he
still
wants to
sitting in
peek
that
so
cover. He
bad.
can't move
Do it.
out. There's no
Do it.
flash on the side.
Oh.
What reach is there now? Now that they've pulled over, now that Nitro has shown up, now they might have
It's over.
Flashes
with
is
an
so
excellent
good.
curveball.
It's over.
Who drops 3 members remaining on the side. 100 Thieves make
There it
that
is.
2 as Sentinels look to put 100 Thieves away.
16, 14,
There's a smoke.
and score. I think it
Tens with
was.
the Blade Storm looking to take down the remaining member Steel. What magic do you have in your hat? It's not going
That's
to be
it.
enough. A flawless round. A statement made. Sentinels 2-0 100 Thieves.
That was a series towards the end, a surprising burst of energy from Sentinels here that teams need to be afraid of continuing in the tournament. And 100 Thieves finding their ground a little too late, but we did see that 100 Thieves that we're so used to seeing out on the maps. Sentinels, though, they just were not to be stopped today.
No, man, and I was so worried. One Sentinel on that third
Well,
overtime
I didn't
round,
really expect
Sentinels
either
won
of
that
those
first round, I
outcomes,
thought.
but tis what it tis.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I mean, now it's a break for a week. The matches don't go on until next match is Friday. I'm trying to look
This next Friday.
I'm trying to look at the bracket, but both these websites are quite literally on fire. VLR is not loading. The Spike is not loading. None of them work right now. Oh my god, they're both so laggy. Holy shit. Oh. Tens had a lot of openers in those OTs. All right, just trying to check the bracket. FaZe versus Sentinels. Okay, today we were hoping it was going to be some good games. You know, Envy, FaZe, Sentinels, 100 Thieves. It ended up just being 2-0s. Friday, though, FaZe versus Sentinels. Hopefully that'll be an interesting matchup. Those are two they're just going to be aiming. Bunch of aimers. Wait, Friday has 3 matches. It's got the double lower rounds, and it ends with the upper final.
They're probably giving a lot of time for the grand final. It'll probably just be the grand final.